you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed. Skipping out, no, I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh. Magic, no, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed. Skipping out, no, I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Saturday Night Vibe, the progressive news show that just don't give a damn. I am your host, Marlon Clyburn, with Theus Robinson, Complex Mind, Simple Man, and Tracy Carson of Tracy Media. No, I did not make a mistake. That is the new name of Tracy's Carson's Media, is now Tracy Media. Welcome everybody onto the show. Today, we will be discussing the final love language, which I purposely made sure that this was the last one because I know this group, I know Theus, I know the Mafia, I know Mickey. The final love language in this series is touch. We also will be taking a look at a video of which, when I saw it, I was going to change my mind about how I was going to say, certain things, be more respectful. Then I saw it again. That went out the window. Mafia, I think I finally found the worst marriage proposal I have ever seen. Ever. So let's see who's already out there today. Mickey, why did I hit the like button when I wasn't even seeing it? Hey.
Keep them honest, Mickey. Keep them honest.
You know what? Gotta be cheap.
Hey, Anna.
Hey, Anna, and hey,
Hello.
hey, Marlon, Theus, and Tracy. Hello. We touchy.
You know, it's funny. You said the language is touch, and I'm gonna behave. But the song that came to mind, and I don't know why, but Paula Abdul, Rush, Rush. I don't know.
I didn't even know she had but 2 songs.
2 Steps Forward.
And the one with the cat. The one with the cat.
One,
and Straight Up Now Tell Me.
Oh, I forgot about Straight Up Now Tell Me. But here, you'll hear the song. Check this out.
Great protection.
Oh, never mind. You get a commercial. But, you know.
Hey, Susan.
Hey, Susan.
Well, I'm glad about that, Susan. Because that means now, please don't play that song so I can get demonetized. I don't care about no dog.
It's a wonderful song. Rush, Rush.
No, we don't know. No.
I can feel you close to me. Rush.
No.
Rush.
No. See, no.
Set my feelings free. You're welcome. There you go.
Nobody said thank you.
Sex with chocolate.
Anyway, let's get this party started. So for the grand finale of the 5 love languages, we're going to take a look at touch. Now, off the bat, touch does not mean sexual encounters.
This that tantric sex stuff you talking about, man. That's not touching. You know, not touching.
A hug, a pat on the back. That's touch.
Touch.
So I'm gonna let the little corny couple explain it to you.
So what is physical touch? To a physical touch person, nothing you could ever say is going to be more meaningful than you simply reaching out and touching them. To them, touch could say, I love you, I'm here for you, I care for you, all without even saying a word.
Mm-hmm. So what fills these people up? They feel most connected through physical contact in a way that you and I might not necessarily need. But when touch people get the touch that they need, they feel safe and secure and loved and known, and they will be their absolute best selves. Because time and gifts and words are all great, but sometimes you just need a hug.
So what stresses them out? Unhealthy touch or abuse is the fastest way to wound them. When they become starved for touch, anxiety rises and they become agitated and aggravated, just like someone who gets grumpy when they need to eat.
So how do we love these people well? Healthy, respectful contact, offered as a free gift of love. And if this isn't your first love language, then this might be a little uncomfortable for you, but you're learning a second language. Give yourself some grace. Over time, it'll become more and more comfortable. And when a touch person can clearly communicate their needs, then 2 people can start to move towards each other into a deeper, stronger relationship. And as Bill Hybels always says, don't do anything weird with anybody you don't know.
So does that mean I can do weird stuff with people I do know?
What kind of weird stuff? I feel very loved. Oh.
Okay, 1, they're 12. 2, that young man has never done a push-up or swam a lap in his life.
Okay, first of all, let's clean up some things.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you. See?
You always encourage him.
So why y'all do that? Stop doing that. He only gets energy from that stuff. Stop it.
And then, of course, Nikki.
It is. I'm not going to disagree with that statement.
I'm not saying sexual touch is not important. And I didn't say that. I didn't say it was important. I'm just saying when we say touch, I don't want everybody's mind to go straight to sex.
High five.
Could be.
No.
High five.
No.
there are some people who likes to. I don't want to say that way. Hold on.
Yeah, you gotta think about it so you know it's gotta be
Yeah,
bad.
some people enjoy physical touch.
I do.
A hug, even a kiss, even something like that. It doesn't automatically mean, okay, you hug me, let's go to bed.
No, but
That's not what that means.
we're talking about love languages though. But I
Yeah.
agree. Like there is never the right time for a high five. Don't do it.
Yeah,
There's never a right time.
yeah, I
Never.
get it.
Never. Don't do it.
I say,
It's awkward. It's weird. No.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
I agree with that. And the funny thing about it is, this is what makes this, yeah, and a shoulder rub, yeah.
Oh, I could be president.
You know what? Stop. Stop. Stop.
No, but I am a hugger.
I am not.
Yeah, I'm a hugger.
And,
But
and
I
I
don't
knew,
just hug somebody that I've never hugged before. You know what I'm saying?
When you walk up to me, you gonna hug me. Like, ugh.
No, that's no.
and that's what this was makes this subject so touchy of a subject is. I think this would be the hardest thing to work your way towards if you're the person who you don't mind small touch. Hey, put your hand on your shoulder. Hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. And I'm talking about in a relationship. But if you're that type of person who just don't want to be touched unless it's going to lead to something, like, you can go and touch somebody on the shoulder. Hey, how you doing, dear? How you doing, honey? But you do have that people that just rubbing your shoulders like, what you doing? Hey, what's going on?
You're talking about your
Can I have a
significant other?
hug?
You're talking about your significant other?
Yeah. There are some people who just do not like to be touched.
That's true, but usually you wouldn't make it to being their significant other because there's few things more like of all the languages, touch is the one that has like the lowest amount of ambiguity to me. Because if a person doesn't like to be physically, like it's mainly about their space and their autonomy. So if they have that force field thing going, and you're like me who always wants to hug and touch and stuff, you probably won't make it to significant other status.
Yeah, I'm like, don't touch me, don't hug me, don't get no.
And Susan, I got to kind of disagree because I don't understand why any touch
nah.
would lead to sexuality.
Because I had something.
No, she's saying sexual, not sex.
She said,
okay.
Yeah, some men,
like if you're focusing with it on a matter of energy, like shared energy, then yeah, I can see what you mean.
But
I don't agree, but I can definitely see what she means.
Yeah, but can I say something about them two actors?
He had a wedding ring on.
Them two actors need to go back to whatever school they went to and get a refund. Oh my gosh, they were terrible.
Thank you, Nikki.
Terrible. I'm like, I don't believe anything you're saying.
I had the other guy already queued up, the one that does the drawing and everything. I don't know if it was me or him or a combination of both, but this time I could not understand a word what he was saying.
The gentleman with the
his accent was just his accent was so deep in this video. I'm like, dude, I'm catching every other word. I'm not getting what you're saying.
But them
so instead, you chose the high school glee club. Got it. It's cool.
No, he chose the junior high school. He went with the junior high school. That little boy, he looked like. I'm like, give him a sandwich. Please give that little boy a sandwich. I'm just saying they can do a push-up.
He just needs to do a couple push-ups, just a few.
Yeah, because I had some men walk up to me in the laundromat and touch me, and trust me, I shoved him right back because I didn't enjoy that touch at all.
Was it okay? So is it the touch where I have said "excuse me" twice?
Oh no, this man.
I touched your elbow.
Or no, this man touched my he rubbed his hand. I was like that. Yeah, I touched him right back with this.
Well, you ain't got no right to touch nobody, so I'm with you.
Yeah,
you should have learned that at an early age to keep your hands.
He should have learned. He learned that day.
I see my partner. You ain't never lied. And I agree with you.
Yeah, because it depends on who it is touching you. I mean, it's a difference between y'all and Idris Elba. I'm just saying.
There's a thing about connection. You know, connections are important, which is part of what I think Susan was hitting on. There's touching someone, but then when you have a connection with that person, that exact same touch feels completely
different. There's the difference between you getting the feeling from your child hugging you and your spouse hugging you. They should be totally separate things.
Interesting transition, but yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It does, because I it's like there's nothing like cuddling with my kids. Like, you know, it's my babies, you know. But when you cuddle with your wife, that's your wife. So it's a whole
it's a whole different. It's a difference.
But I don't know what it's like to cuddle with a stranger, so I can't.
Yeah,
really
I don't want some
out there.
Non-existent.
How does a stranger look?
Yeah, I'm like,
I would go a little bit different to say it's even a difference between like a hug from my mom. It's like, you know, I'm proud of you, son, and get a hug. That's a special feeling. A hug from my wife, who says the exact same thing, it's the exact same thing, but it's a different.
It's a different hope. It's a connotation.
Different relationship.
Yeah,
and it's who it is that just like I said, it's who it is you're talking about. Again, random stranger in the laundromat got these hands.
Wait a minute. So someone grabs your behind.
No, he put
Mickey. I'm looking at Mickey's. Someone grabs your behind. You call them on it, and they do it again. Where in the world?
I don't know.
I see. That's when you gotta lay hands on folk. That's
apparently she did.
Yeah, but that's right,
I'm
Mickey.
Like,
get him, knock him out.
But there are guys who think that
they think they can do that.
They just do whatever.
And unfortunately, there are some brazen women out here who think they can do that, but they take it a step further.
It's the same thing that we was talking about, and I'm sorry about that, Anna. Where we was talking about white people who like to go up and touch your hair.
Yeah, what?
Like, ooh, can I touch your hair? And I'll be like, ooh, can I touch your breast?
And then they gonna say yes.
I'm so offended. So am I, because you're
invading their space. Yeah.
But then what if they say, oh yeah, sure, and then pop them out? See, I run into them people.
Where are you going?
Outside.
Oh my God.
Outside.
I guess I just ain't cute enough. I ain't never had no mess.
They'll be like, oh yeah, sure. And that's male and female. Because men have boobs too. Well, I'm not gonna get into that whole.
You know what, Mickey? You right. Let's give Anna a virtual hug. Hold on, let me.
Yeah. Oh, I got my hands folded because I'm cold, but I'm giving you one too, Anna.
No, but sometimes because my mom deals with fibromyalgia, which will make her nerves just fire off. And no, do not touch her when she's having a flare up or something.
I'm just like, I don't like
people have different
I don't like family members hugging me. I don't like little children for some reason. I don't even know these children. Why are you hugging me? I don't know you. I'm a stranger. Go over there or something.
I mean, but I hug people. I'm a hugger.
But you shouldn't have if your child runs up to a stranger and hugs them, what you gonna say to that child?
That's not gonna happen because my children are.
I have literal children running up to me and hugging me. Don't know these children, they not.
Yeah, I do too.
Angry.
Whenever I'm around kids, they adopt me as like.
I'm like, I don't know you
or something. I'm like, hey, little kid.
I'm a stranger.
What?
Yes, that happened to me too. Happened to me, but I was not in the bar. I was doing.
Yeah, I mean, sexual assault is just ridiculous.
At a certain point, that's assault.
That's basically when you put your hands on someone and
uninvited.
You have no right to do so. That's assault.
And I got to ask this question. Which I know I'm asking the wrong people. I'm just throwing it out there for somebody who may be passing through this video and do stuff like that. Why y'all think that's cute?
Oh, they don't care.
They're
They don't see the other person
no,
as a real
because they
person.
see
somebody's
themselves.
butt or breast or anything like that. What did you think the result was going to
But
be?
Marlon, that's not what they're
That's not what they're doing it
entitled.
for.
They think,
Thank you.
she's a woman, I'm a man, I'm stronger than her, I'll do what I want to.
Yep. Or I'll do this real quick.
Yep. They don't think common sense like you're thinking. They think.
Yeah, I know that's always.
I'd be willing to bet there's not a woman who's ever been to a bar or club who has not had the unfortunate feeling of someone else's hand or thigh rubbing against their behind.
You're welcome.
And all you're trying to do is walk by.
Anytime, Anna. Just ask.
Or comments about our body parts. That one annoys me also. But that has nothing to do with touch.
Yep. But we can go all the way back on that one because the objectification and sense of ownership of the female body is deep roots. Deep roots.
Yep. You could just be walking down the street. I'm like, looky here, random man.
Yep. And now you got random men who actually will. It used to be that they do the cat calls, but then it became they will follow you, and then it became they would insult you. Now they might actually hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you didn't want their attention. Yes,
yeah, it's a dangerous world out here.
Yeah. There's a video that's going around, and I appreciate the video, but I also dislike this country we in. And there was some small kids that was helping a elderly gentleman with his walker get off the bus and get on the sidewalk safely and things like that. They was being helpful. And another gentleman who was in his car got out his car and he told the kids, "Hey, come over here." And he gave each of the kids, there was 3 of them, he gave each of the kids money. He said, "I appreciate what y'all did for that gentleman. He was a stranger to you, everything." A cute little story. But once again, we got to start off at the beginning of, "Hey kids, come here." And we got to look at like,
nah, don't you go up in his car.
Go over there. That's where we
Yeah,
are.
I don't know that story, but I agree. You want to do that? Get out your car, walk over there where everybody is, and here you go, and then walk the hell away. You do not, and that's already tricky enough.
Don't tell no kid. First of all, why are you giving them money for? Just find it. Look, take a picture, find out where they are on social.
You know,
I know he's being
sometimes nice people want to do nice things. Like I've, on occasion, when I'm in a gas station, when I got extra money going on, which right now isn't always the case, but I've had it. No, but I would see someone who, you know, I don't know their full situation, but I know she got like an old busted car. I fill up my gas tank and I would actually give her money for her gas too. Don't even know her. Don't want nothing. Ain't after nothing.
Yeah, but you say, "Come here, my pretty."
Well, the guy
just went over her and gave her some money.
The guy got out. Yeah, the guy got out the car.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you meant like he was saying, "Hey, little kitties, come here."
He got onto the sidewalk and gave the kids money. But still, the concept thought was, "Hey, kids, come here."
Yeah, and it's tough because like there's things like I want to work with kids with like activities and stuff like basketball and stuff like that. I suck at basketball, just so you know. But there's really no way to really do that on an impromptu level because it's creepy. So you need to have a full organization and all this other stuff going on.
Background checks.
We live in a world where it's tough to be nice because so many people are just selfish and out to hurt people for fun.
Yeah, just like one Halloween when I rented my first house. I thought, you know what? I should do baked cookies. And then I thought, wait a minute. Now I better ease up off that idea because what if some parent thinks I put something in these? I'm like, nope, just go get some candy.
Yeah, just buy the candy.
Yep.
And I didn't even think about that until I thought about it. I was like, oh.
Because then you gave them a cookie and then they claim it had a peanut in it. And you know it didn't, but it don't matter. They say it did. Well, you gave out home baked goods. You try to kill my child, I'm suing.
Why you think we have an issue, even though I think it's BS, where you can't give food to the homeless, a restaurant?
Well, because they'll get sued.
By who?
By the homeless people.
For what?
We live in a society where
is the homeless person get? Well, never mind. I'm gonna
you ain't
shut
got
up.
to have money to sue nobody. You know,
but you got to file court costs. You got
if you go to the right attorney, and that attorney is unscrupulous.
Oh yeah, I just want.
He will sue for you because he knows it ain't about you paying me. It's about that settlement. So I'm going to sue McDonald's for giving you that fish sandwich that had a bone in it, which would be magical because is it real fish anyway? But still,
yeah, I was gonna say, is that real fish?
But I mean, that's part of the reason why. Like these stores and companies, you can't just like at the grocery store. It's a crazy amount of food that we used to throw away in the grocery store. Stupid amount of food we threw away daily. America throws away so much food, it could easily feed people.
Well, there's a law in, I forget which state, that they have where their supermarkets can no longer throw it away. They have to give it to like homeless shelters and things like that. Yeah, and I was like, that is a great idea.
See, I don't know. There's two sides to that one.
Because you got the canned foods that you know they're going to stay solid. You know they ain't
Not necessarily, because if the can is dented the wrong way, it actually can kill you because of listeria or whatever the one is, botulism, I think it is. So there's a lot that goes. I used to manage a grocery store, but there's a lot that goes into it. Don't get me wrong, but we could definitely do better. It's corporate structure and the fact that everybody wants to sue everybody that makes it so hard. But at the same time, it's, I don't know. This is a really bad way of putting it, but it's like, so you're gonna feed people scraps? You're gonna
yeah, that's
like people will internalize things different ways. So it's just complicated, man.
Real fish, just not the part.
You know,
but man, Burger King, sir. Wait a minute, Burger King. Oh, I thought she said Burger King. I'm like, Burger King serves fish? What?
Yeah, they do. And remember they also had tacos.
I remember those dollar tacos.
So anyway, so we can move on. That's why I love this group, because only this group could take the final love language of touch
and talk about the
and swing it all the way around the homeless people at feet.
Because we care about people. Touch.
Notice, audience, I didn't do that.
Because Tracy does not want to touch you.
Tracy don't like to be touched.
Not by some random. Everybody know me. Everybody knows me. I'm one to love.
Except for the stranger, he didn't know not to touch you.
Oh, now he got he got some hands laid on him. Like, don't you ever touch me.
All right. Let's move on to the next story. You know what? Hold on. Bear with me for 1 second, because I want to make sure I get all this information correct. I don't want to miss not one statement wrong. I don't want to make a statement wrong.
So I guess this is another opportunity for me to sing to you.
No.
Because I already got it. Nope, I already got it.
Please get it.
So what we're going to do is we're going to look at Bishop Noel Jones.
Oh, you talking about the... I know just what you're talking about.
Bishop Noel Jones is about to propose to his girlfriend of 20 plus years.
That's your common law wife, dude.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, hold on. It's San Diego.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mickey.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you.
Good point. Very good point. So we're gonna look at Bishop Noel Jones, who's gonna propose to his 20+ year girlfriend. The first video, I had to cut it. It was literally only 5 minutes long, but the more I kept watching it, the sicker I got. The first video you're gonna watch him basically give you all the reasons why he shouldn't propose.
I thought about, should I? I thought about, should I give up my freedom coat for a straitjacket? I thought about, should I, at my age, get married to someone way younger than me? I thought about, should I give up not having to answer to anybody? If I'm in Africa and I wanted to go to Europe, if I wanted to leave Europe and go to Asia, to Japan, I wouldn't have to call anybody. I'm talking about, should I have somebody censoring who comes to my house? I don't like him. She sure can't come. I'm talking about, should I have to give up my Ferrari, buy a station wagon? And then when I looked at her, I said, well, should you have to push a wheelchair when I can't walk? Don't go so fast, slow down.
Mafia.
Oh my God.
This went, hold on, these.
Yeah, it went on.
This is why I had to cut it, because this went on and on and on to the point where I'm like, dude, just don't. Just don't. What was the point of all this? I'm sorry, Theo. Go ahead.
Nah, I was really just grumbling, man, because I'm sitting here. I stopped listening to him at some point. I don't even know what he said after the Ferrari. So, obviously, I would hate to ever sit through a church service there, because that slow, and we've all heard it if you go to a black church, that slow little melody they do, and he's talking really slow. I just, dude, spit it out. Spit it out. Stop it. You're taking too long. And then this is your lady who's standing here. So what, you just going to embarrass her like this? And you're not even talking to her. You're talking to the crowd. Look, man, what freedom do you have after you've been with the same person for 20 years anyway? What is this imagined running the streets, sowing your wild oats at age 60 that you're talking about here?
And by the way, the way he can, I had the Ferrari thing just sort of threw me. I know he was joking, but it was a terrible joke. Should I get rid of my Ferrari?
No, he was not joking.
And get a station wagon. Why the hell would you get a station wagon? You ain't got no more.
He is painting the picture of single is free. It's prosperous. It's you're your own man. You're whatever. Whereas marriage is dark and heavy, and you're shackled. But I'm like, you're supposed to be the head of a church. Marriage is like one of those things you're supposed to be advocating.
No, Anna, it sure wasn't.
But he sounds like a lot of quote unquote Christian men that I've heard growing up for years.
Ball and should I get the
I
ball and
can't.
chain?
You know, I'm always the one that tries to defend preachers. I always am the one to first say, "Well, you got." I can't say no. I can't say nothing on this. There's nothing for me to say.
And it was horrible from the standpoint of the calling that he's supposed to be under. So
what's going on, D?
Hey, D.
Hey, what's up, man?
Appreciate you coming through, man. Go ahead, Theo.
But he's like going on and on about material things and why that's so good, and also doing his own little humble brag, right?
Yeah.
I can travel wherever I want to go.
I didn't even think about
Got
that.
my little nice car. See what I'm saying? Y'all ain't got that out there, though. Y'all ain't got that out there. But I got that. You know what I'm saying? And but if I gotta give all that up, though, gotta give it all up, man. If I marry this woman right here, man, I gotta. Y'all want me to be me? Or you want me to be with her? Come on, bro.
Like I said, I'm normally the one that will jump to the defense, but not this one. I can't. There's nothing I literally can say. I'm just like,
it was cringe-worthy. Is that?
I just felt bad for her though. That's what I felt bad for. I'm like,
he's already broken her down.
Oh yeah, she's done.
I'm just like, girl, you don't have to take that. Tell him
she wants to be with the man of God.
It's
and
other men of
all
God.
the nice stuff he got.
It's other men of God that
He's
got nice
already
stuff.
broken her. He has already broken her.
They got nice stuff too. She don't have to take all that.
You don't know that though. He's already broken her. She's attached.
And 26 years, 2 years, we done, bruh. You ain't gonna string me along.
I don't know about the 2-year thing, but 20?
You got
what was
2
the deal?
years.
I'll marry you after little Johnny is in college?
No, he only has one child.
Oh, I don't know nothing about it.
He's 72. I don't even know how old she is.
Well, she's young.
Much younger, and she looked like she might have been in her 50s.
Yeah, she is significantly younger. But I'm like, Theus, you know who Grace Jones is, right? The singer?
Yes.
He's her brother.
Oh, okay. So
I'm just saying so you can know who he is.
He's a what?
Because, I mean, Grace could act and sing. What?
Grace Jones is his sister.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So that probably helped build his ministry. Oh, wait, no. That couldn't have helped him with his ministry because he was acting under a calling.
No, Mickey, the answer to that question is no. Now, that one I can answer. No, he is not.
He got for a while.
But I watched a lot of his sermons. He does not go into the prosperity.
Does he always talk that slow?
He does word breakdown. Yes. That's the fastest I've ever heard him talk, to be honest. I'm like, oh, okay.
See, that's one of those things
that's the fastest he talks?
That's the fastest I've heard him talk.
Oh, not a chance in the world.
Horrible.
No.
I can't stand it.
No.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, he's talking fast. Okay.
That was fast?
To me.
You don't talk that slow at a funeral. I think somebody probably died in the congregation while he was talking.
Because they're used to it. They're like me. I'm like, yep, that's about his speed.
I can't do it.
And again, I thought he was a little fast for him.
I get fidgety. I get real fidgety.
Brother. So we're going to go on to the second half.
Oh, the proposal. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, it's going to get...
Sorry, camera.
I was about to say, you just went real blurry.
It's because I kept moving.
Oh. Okay, that's better. So we're going to go on to the proposal.
I bet it's sweet.
Oh, wait till you see this one. Yeah, wait till you...
It's a good thing you said sweet.
Yeah, you don't know how close you are. You real close.
You hit it right on the head, Theus. It was sweet.
Get this thing done. So I need you to give me some help here. I gotta pull something out of the. I gotta get me a Cracker Jack ring up in it. So I got away from all the shoulds. Should I? Should you? And I've decided simply to say, will you? Marry me. I'm getting married. What did you say?
I said yes.
Congratulations, Bishop. And Sister Loretta, amen. Come on, City of Refuge, put your hands.
I wish a Negro would. I wish a Negro would.
Why was she wearing a toilet seat cover on her head?
I thought it was a crown.
No, I don't know.
Oh,
I mean, she already had the Michael Jackson outfit going, so
why y'all talking about what
definitely
she
Commodores. That was Commodores. But
Commodores,
Jack?
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
A Cracker Jack. I wish one would.
It was just horrible.
I guess he thought he was being funny, but dude, nah, that ain't funny. Fool, she done wasted 26 years, which, see, like I said, you got 2 years with me. That's it.
And he don't even like her. He don't even like her. He don't like women. Like, you could tell from like the sarcasm and the biting criticism that was embedded in all of it. He really does not like women. Like, he likes women, but he doesn't like women.
She gets to be queen.
You could tell. I agree with you, Theas, because you could tell. Because I pay so close attention to certain details that just doesn't make any sense. Because I'm so used to something being a certain way. So when it's broke, I'm like, So you notice that two things. You'll notice that one, he proposed, stood up, and gave her a hug. He was real quick to break loose of that hug.
Yeah, that microphone drop thing?
Yeah.
Yep.
He was real quick to break away from that hug. You can tell that. Number two, and then he left like, okay, that's the end of that section. Let's move on. So while everybody was hugging her, he walked away.
He was getting out of the way. She basically probably had an ultimatum on him. He's like, fine, sure, I'll go ahead and shut you up. And I'll go ahead and propose to you. I still ain't never gonna marry you. And the way he like,
no, Nikki, that's it. I couldn't even do no more about it. Try it. No,
I would take more time trying to tie my shoes on one knee than he took to propose. Like, he went down and up. It was.
And let's face facts, Mark.
But hey,
that was a sermon.
She said yes.
That wasn't a proposal. That was a sermon. That's all that was.
She said yes.
I'm like, Lord, forgive me, but nah, I ain't the one. I ain't gonna be the one.
And what did he say? What did he say when he stood up? He didn't say, "We getting married, y'all."
He said,
I'm getting married. Keep your eyes on me.
Well, unfortunately,
because I did this for her. Come on.
The way, no, y'all missing the point.
I did this for her. Come on.
Well, that's just the true picture.
Yeah, well, probably the true picture. You better keep it for memory while it still lasts. Because
they gonna
too
rewrite
many out there like that.
Like, he did that down and wow, Susan.
Well, his blood pressure might have dropped.
Well,
right.
Bro, okay.
He might have needed them Cracker Jacks.
The man is 72 now, so it ain't like he's gonna.
That was a fast bounce for a 72-year-old. If nothing else, he should have stayed down there longer. And his honor guard would have came and helped him get back up.
You got 2 years. Don't waste my time. 26 years. You out of your dang on mind.
I don't know where people get the 2-year thing from, but yeah.
You know me. Now 3 months, that's stupid. But you know me. About 2 years, you know me. You know me. But 26? Nah.
Yeah, don't even bother.
That's a whole child. That's a whole lifetime.
You get married so that you can go visit him in the hospital when he gets checked in. That's at this point right there. That's, because you got to be, family to visit in the hospital. So we just witnessed an AARP marriage proposal.
You can have sweet proposals. That wasn't an example of one, but
that was so just, it was just bad.
Cringeworthy. Yeah.
Unless the whole thing was planned. That's the only, and if it was, I'm like, girl, why'd you go along with that?
Tracy, that would make
it worse. To marry him.
That makes it worse. What you just
I know, it's just
you planned that crap. You actually
planned it out very well.
Your head.
They put her ring in a Cracker Jack box and sealed it back down.
I'm not saying him. I know he, but
she was saying on
this whole thing
because she didn't look mad. Because if I saw a Cracker Jack box, trust and believe I'm giving you some side eye.
Well, she knows, one, she knows her man. 2, never mind. It was just an unfortunate thing, and I don't know.
Women
there was
no
chemistry there whatsoever.
We don't have to put ourselves through this stuff. We don't have to.
But she does.
She does now.
Because she willingly will.
Wait. It's been 26 years. She's been doing
She's fully bought in at this point. She's in.
That's a whole marriage. I know people that have been married 25, 26 years. They should be celebrating their 25th anniversary.
It might have been easier to date for 25 years than it is to be married for 25 years. I'll tell you that. Marriage
but he's giving up his Ferrari.
And him going from Africa to Europe to Asia to Japan.
But
because he just likes to do that on the weekend.
That Japan is in.
He just likes to, every once in a while. It just. But now I can't do this anymore because apparently I can't buy her a ticket too.
Still trying to get over the Ferrari to the station wagon. Like,
because it's not like y'all gonna have kids.
Dumbest statement I've ever heard.
Y'all not gonna have no little kids running around or what?
All to make it real clear that he's only doing this to satisfy whatever she wants. He don't even want to get married. I don't want to get married, but I'm gonna do this because I love her. But yeah, y'all know me.
This is not good. This is just. I'm like, this makes me scream. We all not like this. I promise.
But the ones who ain't so quiet.
No, I'm not quiet. I'm sitting here.
But I mean, you got a couple thousand people probably who attend that church, or at least are on the rolls. It's what they want.
Well, okay. Because first of all, you have a Ferrari.
Allegedly.
His sister gave it to him.
That could be because she's very wealthy.
It's an 87 Ferrari.
I mean, she is extremely wealthy.
I would have never told nobody that I had a Ferrari then. But I'm just sorry. I can't get over the Ferrari to a station.
Because it makes it look like, well, I have this, and you're driving your little Ford Pinto.
No, it's making it just like what Thea said. Hey, but I'm gonna but hey, I'm gonna do hey, but now I gotta do
It sucks to be married, but hey, I gotta do what I gotta do.
When you do stuff like that, when you do stuff like that, that regurgitates in other men's minds. It really does. It does. It goes into guys' minds who already on the fence as it is. Should I marry her? Should I not marry her? Now he's listening to a pastor, a bishop, who sit there and you'll start thinking,
yeah, Bishop got some good
I will
points.
be giving, I will
Yeah,
be
he a
giving up
bishop
stuff
after
about
all. He should
marriage.
know.
Because
I think it gives
he's
the
rich
opposite
and he's
message.
loaded and if he's giving up that
Yeah,
stuff, I don't have the money that he has. Wow, imagine what I have to give up.
Well, I think it gives the opposite message because if they get the message you just said, good. Because I don't want you to get married. If you have that mentality about being the head of a household, being a man in a marriage, taking on the responsibility of being a spouse, if you view it the way that guy does, please don't get married. Don't get married. Keep your dreams of your Ferrari. Don't ruin her reality with your dreams, okay?
Because she could have been had another man that she didn't want one.
I mean, success for a woman is not having a man, okay? But I'm just saying that.
Nah, wait a minute, bro. I don't agree with that. I'm like,
It's not.
Because some women that something, yeah, it does.
For some women, it's their whole life's ambition is to be a wife. But what I'm saying for a lot of women or a number of women is not. Having a man or having a woman, that is not your sign of success. It shouldn't be anyway, because it's really unhealthy. Because what will happen is you'll get that man or you'll get that woman. And because that was your sign of success, you'll do almost anything to hold on to it, even though it's taking things away from you and breaking you down. What you need to be is the best you, so that you are worthy of the man or woman that.
Okay, see, listen here, Oprah. This stuff in these streets is lonely in these streets.
Okay, but you can get you a piece of man that ends up breaking down your self-esteem to the point that you are standing on a stage 26 years later.
No, I wouldn't.
You know you never would have been that woman, and now here it is. But
I already said you got 2 years with me.
But what I'm saying, Tracy, is
okay, but you
it's not that simple.
You can't say that, Tracy. You
can't. I can say
what. You can say that for yourself. Absolutely.
You got 2 years with me, and then turn around. But it's lonely out here in the streets. After the 2 years, and he's not ready to get married.
No, what I'm talking about, what my current state is, it's not like I'm out here like, okay, I'm gonna go out with Bill Monday, and then Bob Tuesday, and then this on Thursday, and this on Friday.
The point that I am making is that you, not you, Tracy, you garner your however you choose, you feel best. But as an individual, man or woman, if you want to be in a healthy relationship, you need to be healthy. And you need to be in love with yourself. You need to be developed to the point where you can be in love with someone else. Because if not, that other person is either going to break you or you're going to break them.
And all I'm saying is some of us are...
Because y'all can't talk amongst yourselves and we'll just chit chat. But
I mean, at one point, I was willing to bet she didn't think that she would, like, 26 years ago, probably did not think it would be 26 years later.
He'd have been gone after 2
years. She's invested 2 years. At 5 years, she's invested 5 years. At 10 years, she's invested 10 years.
That's a deal that I can't. I hear I'm not getting on you when I say this. I can't stand that freaking word when it comes to marriage. Investing. I can see
some partnership.
Let me rephrase that. In dating. Let me rephrase that. In dating, not marriage.
Okay.
In dating. Marriage, I get investing. I get that.
You're investing your time.
Dating is the whole. I invested so much time, and this is what happened. It's like
dating is a great look period.
What did you invest?
Time.
26 years.
That's all you get. You ain't gonna get it back.
And so, I guess from my point, I'm coming from. I've seen women in my family that have invested time like she has, and I'm like, are you crazy?
But it's not investing.
They have
after 26 years.
After 26 years, what do you call it?
But
that was a bad investment, but it was an investment.
Well, what do you call it? Okay, so if it's not investing, what is it called?
Dating.
Okay, so they dated some loser for 9, 10 years. No, you could have.
Doesn't mean that to be a loser. For some people, don't want the and this is just me speaking on a particular level, but everybody isn't into the Anglo-Saxon Christian
You know what, Aaron?
marriage construct.
That's better.
Everybody ain't into that.
It's not investing. You're experiencing it.
That's it. But 26 years, nah.
You didn't invest anything.
Nah, I go
You
to
are
the border.
experiencing it, and maybe there are people that come in your life for a reason and for a season.
And for a lifetime.
And for a lifetime. Y'all better figure out which one this is.
Yeah, she done been there for many, I'm like, who?
This dude was supposed to be there for a season.
See, I think we're getting hung up on the fact that it's been 26 years, but I don't think that that's the point that matters, at least not to me, because they could have been married for 26 years. They could have been dating for 26 years.
That was quick.
They could have been separated for 26 years. All of that is almost irrelevant because it's what is their relationship. My problem is I'm looking at their relationship and I'm looking at a man who is willing to embarrass this woman and pretend that it's love just so he can get the applause. You know, that's toxic behavior.
But you don't think that's been going on for 26 years?
I think it has. But what I'm saying is the time itself is not of major import to me because you could be married for 26 years and be miserable for 20 of them. But congratulations, you made it 26 years. You know what I mean? Like,
I got you.
It's not the time. It's their relationship, and I think their relationship is just, in my view, bad.
It's bad.
But hey, if it makes her happy, be happy.
That's what I was saying, and they might have.
But
it would be hard for me to believe she said, okay, put that ring in a Cracker Jack box. And then
not that part.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what makes it more cringy. I know it was his idea, he's the one that did it. Fine, let's set that aside. But if them two sat down together and go, okay, this is what you're gonna say, then this is what you're gonna do. Oh, you know what a better idea? Put the ring in a Cracker Jack box and get down on. Oh my! You planned this.
I've never met a man, or correction, I've never known a man who planned his engagement with his woman. I've not known one.
Yeah, I mean,
they're out there. I don't know of one.
I've heard words.
Hopefully we're all wrong about this, and this union is a happy one.
Well, forever isn't but another 15, 20 years anyway.
Well, I just gonna put you in the category of, I ain't married to him, so.
Yeah, there you go. Now, there you go with that one.
Well, let's just see if they even get married.
I mean, I thought that, I just didn't want to say it out loud. That's if they get married.
Oh, no, they gonna, trust me, because there's gonna be too many people in the church like,
what that matter? He's the pastor. What you gonna do?
I'm sorry. Wait, whoa. Tracy, say what again?
I said it's gonna be too many people in that congregation questioning why they got married. I give it that.
Yeah, they've been saying that for 26 years.
They may not
stop them then.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We're gonna take a break because I can feel my joy slowly disappearing.
I can sing to you. I got that joy.
No, we can't.
Down in my heart. Where? Down in.
Cracker Jack box. So we're gonna take a break real quick. Please do not forget to hit that like button during this intermission. If you enjoy our content and you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe. Also, please don't forget to hit that notification bell. May work, may not, but hit it anyway. And we'll be back in exactly 3 minutes. So talk to y'all later.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Till my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising. I'm soaring above it. It all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Higher to a bird. You, I'm rising. I'm soaring above it. It all. I just wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free.
We are back. Thank you for coming back to Saturday Night Vibe, the progressive news show that just don't give a damn. Please do not forget to hit that like button. I truly appreciate it. It doesn't even cost you a thing. It also messes up the algorithm to tell you, hey, this show actually may be good. And it may be good. You don't know. You don't know me. But so, I don't even know how to segue into this, and I know I cut it a little short because the first two videos, on Foxy's videos of the week is going to get an uproar because I know my panel, and rightfully so. But let us clean up a couple of things. First of all, let's make sure that we.
Oh boy. $70 weeks, you say?
7.
T? Okay.
Just want to make sure y'all know. That's all. Just want to make sure.
I'm confident you'll remind us.
Yeah, I know. We can't. How we gonna forget?
Oh, the topic for Tracy.
Yes, Anna, I'm still doing some research about that. That's a whole messed up situation from my research. Anna emailed me a document about a man that's been in prison. Looks like he was wrongfully convicted, and well, it's like I said, it's messed up. But yeah, thank you, Anna, for giving me that story. I appreciate it.
Isn't Leonard Peltier the Indigenous American civil rights activist?
Yep.
Yep, he's in there, and they still have Geronimo Pratt, and I can't remember the other name, but they still got Black Panthers dying in prison to this day. It's America is
America.
Dark.
America.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Susan.
Yeah, that's nobody should have to go through that.
Yeah, so okay.
Yep, mainly for protests. And I'm like, man, you go.
Welcome to America.
America is America. And we still got the people who stormed the Capitol who wants to
walk free.
Get off
Trump wins
early so
again,
they
he'll give
can
them
go
more
to Jamaica before the weather hits because they want to go to.
Oh, that was a lady who went to she went to Mexico on vacation with her staff. Yeah.
Oh,
And
she
then
got to go. No,
yeah, they let her go.
It was another guy, and the judge said no. Good for him. But that was his request. Can I go to Jamaica before the winter storm hit because the weather is nicer there?
Yeah. You know, these people are interesting.
They'll all get pardoned though.
If Trump wins. And
we're just being if.
I'm not gonna go there with you, Tracy.
You know, I don't want him to win.
And that's all I can say.
I don't want him to win, but I'm like, it's a really good chance.
Yeah, unfortunately. It's a good chance. But there's only one way it happens. Well, two ways. Two ways it happens. But Marlon doesn't want us to be all that serious.
Yeah, he doesn't. So we're gonna just
not now. I gave y'all a whole hour. But anyway, we're going to get serious anyway. So let's just get started and get out the way. Mafia Foxy's videos of the week. Speaking of Native Americans, we still have to talk to these people, not Native Americans, the idiots who really just feel like, just like what Mitch McConnell thought about black people, we vote just like Americans. Listen to, I know this comedian's last name is Black. I can't remember his first name. And he's having a talk with somebody in the audience. I want you to listen to what this guy's statement was. Not a question, his statement.
Guys. It's a logo to us. That's the difference. It's not a logo if you're a Native American. It's a fucking insult. Yeah, it is. It's not bullshit. That's not bullshit. They have come forth and said, hey, this blows. After you shit all over a people, okay, and the best that you can do is to give them, a few of them, casinos, okay, that's the big give back. Really? You Redskins, you need that? You need to fucking hold on to that?
Before they were born.
Don't stop it! He said, no, stop. He said it was before they were born. No, stop! First off, my tour manager is Native American, and so you're going to want to get out of here quickly. Look, it isn't before they were born. See, it's a whole group of people who, I don't know if you've read history, but you see, it was a whole group of people, and they inhabited this country. And then the Spanish said, hey, you want to try some syphilis? Then we showed up and jerked them around, and then we just, read some history. I'm serious. The minimum we can do, okay, is to just go, is to find another name, okay?
His name's Lewis Black.
Lewis Black. Anna said something. I saw it. That's the most ignorant thing I've ever heard in my life.
That was before.
I've heard worse.
I've heard worse, unfortunately.
That was terrible.
Did he literally say that was before they were born?
That was the Washington Redskins was created before they were born.
Does he mean Native Americans or does he? No,
he meant what he said.
No, he meant exactly that.
See, this is where.
Hold on. For some reason, and I'm gonna apologize because I'm using logic again. For some reason, he thought. Well, let's rephrase it. He didn't think it. It's one of those mentalities where you got to get the last word in, and you try to throw crap against the wall and hope that it sticks. This one didn't. And why you would try to against Lewis Black, I have no idea. But let's use logic. The Washington Redskins was created before Native Americans were born. So if that was the case, where did the name Redskins come from?
Y'all completely going.
He has no sense. He's a racist piece of garbage that doesn't even deserve. Somebody should have just been like me. Go away.
Now, see, that's the problem right there. See, we keep looking at these people as though it's like one-offs. This is culture. This is culture. He said what he said because in his view, he is more important than anything else.
Yep.
He is America. So people like him will come to you and say something along the lines of slavery happened before you were born. Jim Crow happened before you were born.
Mm-hmm.
The Holocaust happened before you were born. The Trail of Tears happened before you were, it happened before you were born too. But you know what? You inherited the riches and the privileges of those atrocities.
I
inherited
I didn't.
The other side
for what I got.
Yeah, it was. I pulled myself up by my own bootstraps.
And it's because he doesn't know his history. But see, my point, and I'm not trying to get too far off of it. My true point.
I'm gonna let you go off on this one.
No, you don't argue with such people. You fight those people. You fight those people. That's the one that something unfortunate happens on his way to the car. You don't try to convince these people. We're past that now. Come at me if you want to. Say the wrong thing to me.
And that's
ain't gonna be no debate. I'm not talking you out of it. We're gonna handle our business.
And that's the funny thing about this society here. Because something that Lewis Black said at the end that kind of struck me when he said, learn your history. Maybe he should finish the sentence and say, learn your history while you still can.
While you still can.
Because they are, and I'm never, ever, 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 if you sick of me talking about this, I'm sick of talking about it because it's still happening. They are erasing their history because they are ashamed and they are afraid. And I don't give a damn what you're trying to say about little Tommy shouldn't know about this. Big Tommy shouldn't have did it. But we already went through it already. And you have the audacity. You have the audacity to want to erase it like it didn't happen.
Yep.
And that's what pissed me off more than anything. You reap the rewards from it, and then you want to make sure nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You want to cover the crime. You want to cover the crime and tell the people who are the victim of the crime to get over it. But here's my thing. Y'all do what you want to. Erase whatever you want to. Rewrite whatever you want to.
Yep.
But see, I know who you are. I know what you are. See, the ones who are your friends will show you they're your friends. You have to acknowledge a person for who they are. It's not about the uniform they wear. It's the ideology they hold. The problem with so many people, especially in our community, that continue to get as upset, not just upset, because getting upset makes sense. Being offended is because you're still holding on to this weird hope.
Yep, like they're gonna just
We're
change.
just one conversation away. We're just one breakthrough away. 400 years tells you exactly what it is. So I'm upset with you if you're still denying what you know. So rewrite your books. We're going to oppose you all the way, but still rewrite your books. The internet ain't going nowhere, buddy.
And we're gonna constantly tell you the truth. If you get offended by it, we're offended that it happened.
And I'm
So
also
if we're gonna be offended, we all gonna be offended.
and I'm that dangerous Negro. I don't give a damn. I ain't trying to convince you of nothing. Holla at me. Holla at me. I'll put it that way. Holla at me. Come at me wrong. See, I'm not like my two panelists here. You can talk to them a little bit.
Yeah.
Come at me wrong. My mama won't be the only one sad. Come at me wrong.
Because that's one of the books they trying to take out of the school about Ruby Bridges. That's one of the books they try to take out.
Like she didn't go through.
You are ashamed of the bullshit that you've already done.
And just because you did it, or your ancestors did it.
Ancestors, hell, that's their granddaddy.
Well, I don't care if it's your you don't got to do this.
Granddaddy can tell you the story of what he did and was proud of it. But
that's
you want to make sure that his great-grandkids don't know anything about it.
I'm sorry, Tracy. The only reason I jumped at that was because it feeds into like the long time ago kind of mentality.
No, because what I was gonna say is just because your parents did something, just because your grandparents did something, that don't mean you got to do. You don't got to do what your mama and daddy did.
But haven't we watched every generation does?
Yep.
Unfortunately,
haven't we watched that the victim cycle on our side just gets picked up by the next generation? Haven't we watched on our side where we're still scraping and bowing and begging to be accepted and being offended when we're rejected and getting upset when they're just having their first black whatever in the year of our Lord 2022? See what I'm saying?
Yeah, that term needs to go away.
The point is that wealth is not the only thing inherited. Poverty
hatred. Yeah, poverty and hatred and bigotry and misogyny and
every positive that can be passed down, it has to be offset by a negative that got passed down too. So stop being surprised and just see each of these things as more confirmation. And you got to decide what you're going to do with it. I'm a fight.
Yep, that's.
My mother grew up in Montgomery, Alabama, in Jim Crow South. To get from her neighborhood, which was considered a good black neighborhood, because they had a shotgun house. If you don't know a shotgun house, that's you open the front door, you can see the back door. But to get to school, my mother, as a child, had to walk through a white neighborhood and more often than not run to get through that neighborhood because they would be chased, they'd have things thrown at them, and people got hurt. So you can't come to me out there and try to reason with me. I'm holding a grudge from not my great-grandmama. I'm holding a grudge from my mama. You touch my mama. So all y'all can catch hell. So I'm not worried about that. I am just saying, chart your path, learn history, not just black history, not just white history. Learn history.
History, yep.
Learn how this cosmic web of people comes together and overlaps, because there are atrocities that mankind does to each other that we all need to learn from. But there's also rays of hope that'll show you how mankind can overcome some things. I just happen to be on the side where I'm not
you're not ready to sing Kumbaya yet.
I'm not. And it won't happen in my lifetime. There's too much fighting to be done. And I'm only just getting started. So, just remember the good me.
You know what?
Remember this version of me.
I don't want to imagine. I want to hope for it. I really
I don't think they gonna ever realize. Nah, they don't care.
Come on. It's the same thing. Every generation repeats itself. Every generation repeats itself.
And you would think we'd be smart enough to look at the past and say, oops, don't do that.
So I can tell you exactly what these kids are going to do. All right. So these kids are going to grow up not knowing what's being hidden from them, but they know something's being hidden from them. And some of them are going to go out and start to learn things for themselves, but the vast majority are still human beings. And human nature is to find the path of least resistance. And the path to least resistance is just not to be bothered with it.
Yeah.
So they won't learn. And they'll grow up confused. They'll grow up even more confused because now they'll be saying something that they heard their uncle or their daddy say or something like that. And they don't understand that it's bad because they never got any of the history context in school. And they say it to the wrong person.
And then the wrong person going.
And that person is going to put their hands on them or they're going to say something back to them. This is the worst part. They're going to say something back to them. And the punishment for being a black child who said something back to a group of white children could mean Emmett Till.
Again, yep.
So I ain't worried about them. I don't care if little Tommy don't learn a lick of history because he's already dangerous as far as I'm concerned. I'm worried about my kids, man. I'm worried about if someone decides that they want to put their hands on one of my kids or one of my kids' friends, and I know what that will cost. You didn't get to hear the end of our show earlier today, but all the stuff Esther was talking about, yeah. So
yeah, we're not gonna say it on the show.
We ain't gonna go into none of that. We ain't gonna go into none of that. But let's just say, no.
All right, we're gonna move on.
Thanks, Marlon.
Got this all out here.
Marlon was mad too now.
Yeah, I was like, y'all be all right.
Hey,
it ain't gonna be all right. It's a problem. It's a problem.
I said what I said. I may have said it loudly. I may have said it because I'm tired.
Oh,
no,
this
I
is
said
your
what
show.
I said. No.
You said what you said.
I said.
But that tag team of madness, I'm like, wait a minute, let me. I'm gonna be quiet.
I could. Anyway, we're gonna move on. I was just thinking about a group of guys coming and me and Theus just happened to be in the same group at the same time, and we started.
It's not gonna be pretty. I'm sitting right here. I'm like,
woo.
Well, maybe
whatever you do in life, go all in.
That's true. I agree.
What I say, Theus, if you gonna go out swinging.
I told you. I'm saying my mama ain't gonna be the only one singing a sad song. That's all I'm saying.
All right, we're gonna move on.
So, what else you got?
We're moving on. We are so moving on.
Let's do.
So, I like this. This is how you handle somebody that's very rude. And the actress, apparently, this is on a different show. I remember her from being the first. It's a show that didn't even last a season. And don't look at me because I cannot remember what the name of the show is. I just remember that she was the first female LA police chief. That's how I remember the show. So ABC, and I just for the life of me cannot remember the name of it. Don't worry, it was one. I can't even say it lasted a season because it happened during the very beginning of the pandemic. What the hell is a season? I don't know.
Your audio's a little off.
Yeah, you're a little off. Your audio is like we can not hear you kind of.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yes.
Maybe I'm moving too much. Okay. I gotta calm down. Thea's got me all riled up with his speech. So
oh no, I didn't pick the video.
But
yeah, that is true. You did pick it, Marlon.
Okay. But I remember her from a show that was on ABC. She portrayed LA's first chief of police, and I can't even say that it was that it lasted a season because it was at the beginning of the pandemic. I don't know what a season was. You know, at that time, everything literally did start shutting down. So 6 episodes at that time could have been a season. But that's how I remembered her from Oh, hey, you guys got. Yeah, Theus has a show. Complex Mind, Simple Man. This is how you could keep up with it. Um, when the moon is in the third house, he
Yep.
will do a show.
Yep, he
So
sure
that's
will.
how you keep up with it.
Every
It's one Saturday. Now I can't make no
Oh,
promises.
he hasn't put it on yet, Susan. Wait a minute.
Well,
yes, he did.
What you have? You haven't put the edited version of it up yet.
yeah, I put the short version up today, but the full everything that I do, I don't do it live for the most part. So it goes live onto Facebook, but at present that's the only place it goes. So sometimes it doesn't even pop up for people. But if you go to complexsimpleman.com, it's all there, and that'll get you back to YouTube. Yeah, you didn't miss it, Susan, on YouTube. It doesn't pop there. It only shows up on YouTube after I finally post it, and like the full show from today won't show until tomorrow because that's when I'll have time to upload it.
Is that a bottle of my ice bugging?
Bottle? Oh, my water?
Oh yeah, that's a bottle.
Volume is still a little low.
No, you're good now.
You're good now.
I think I was kept swaying back and forth and
Yeah.
hitting the chair.
When you went out of that, Mama said knock you out, but you know that's okay.
Whoosha, I gotta get a whoosha moment. Stay in one spot and
You
everything.
must center your chi.
Yeah, I got it.
Be smooth. Like
See,
the
Anna,
water.
that's why I email people because I'm like, I'm gonna start just emailing folk.
I need to make your site normal stop. Yeah,
Yay, please.
when the full moon is up, he's on.
Mm-hmm.
Half
When
moon,
the
new
moon
moon.
hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. Y'all remember that movie? There's a movie called Frog. Really cool movie from the 80s. Tracy, you got to know this movie. Where the kid, like, it's a frog and it could talk. Never mind.
Anyway, that. Thanks, Theus.
You're welcome.
So this is how you handle a rude person.
Really? Excuse me. How do you fuck up a chicken Caesar? It's not a rhetorical question, Cupcake. Tell me.
Leave it alone. I'm sorry, I can just take it back.
You see any chicken? Why don't you go get your manager before I lose my shit? Want another beer or something?
Hi. You wanted to see the manager?
Why are you wearing a nurse's uniform?
I'm Moonlight. What's the problem?
She screwed up my order.
Yeah, it happens. Don't need to be an asshole.
Excuse me?
Is he a client?
Yeah.
Well, you think it's going to impress him berating a 24-year-old waitress? Is that how you do business? You comfortable doing business with an asshole?
No, actually. My daughter's a waitress.
Oh, you might want to apologize. You might want to apologize.
I'm sorry.
No, not to him. To her.
I'm sorry.
Get him his chicken. Janine. I am your manager. He said he was sorry. Get him his chicken.
Your lunch is on me. Your friend is awesome.
Oh, I have missed you and the havoc that you wreak.
I want to give that woman a standing ovation. Oh,
Yeah, it only worked because she was a white lady, but that's cool. I appreciate her doing what she did because.
oh, he can't.
No, I mean it's just the truth. Okay. Let that have been any other culture who stepped up to that dude right there. Okay, I'm just saying. But what she did was amazing because she was smooth with it. Even though this guy is a complete idiot and a complete jackass because you didn't notice the woman was sitting at the table right next to you, and he was.
I do have a better question though. That's a client, and that's how you gonna act in front of him, dude.
He's showing that he's tough, man. He's tough.
No, that's stupid. That is
I agree.
Stupid.
I agree.
Don't we see stupid people every single day?
Every day, Tracy. Every day.
Every day you see them.
And they get real big and bold on the phone.
They sure do. Well, curse you out and then go to church on Sunday. Sure will. Be like,
why not? Their fathers used to hang you and go to church on Sunday.
True.
That's true, Anna. That's
very true.
That's true.
Never. I'm not overlooking my allies. I'm not absolutely not doing that. I'm just saying on the masses. It's a problem.
We're not playing an absolute.
No. I'm not saying that game because I respect what Anna's saying. It's just that I don't mention it often enough. So occasionally I mention it. What the lady did in the clip was perfect.
Yep. I'm like, give that lady a standing ovation.
Just saying, I can't count on my life that she'll be present at the moment I need her to be. Because when her lunch is over and she goes back to work, another guy like him
is coming right behind
or a lady like him.
And the worst ones are the women like him. Oh. The Alexis Carringtons of the world. Ugh.
I need the manager. Give me the manager. Are you the manager? I want the manager. The manager ain't ready. Isn't available at this moment. Well, you get him. He's not available right now. I mean, I can have him call you back in about 24 hours. No, I want him right now. He doesn't. You see, right now is me. Right? Because I'm here for the right now. When I was hired, hired to handle the right now.
And
he was hired to handle the later.
Yeah,
so
the later.
You get him later.
And people don't get. They'll ask for a manager. I'm like, ma'am, there's no. I'm telling you what they go. I just let them. I'm like, I done told this person this, and this. I'm done. I'm not gonna sit and argue with people. I got a whole lot of fight to do besides sitting and arguing with people.
Yeah, I don't argue with folks. And it's funny. I had one call not too long ago, and I'm what they call like a senior rep. I guess I'm too old to be doing what I'm doing, but I get the angry people and stuff. But the lady gets on the phone and she's like really just going sideways, and basically my style is I get quiet. I repeat what you said back to me so that you can hear yourself. And then I start talking down to you in a very polite manner. They stop.
That's because you're male. Try that and you're female.
Well, I don't know how. But...
No, I'm just saying it doesn't work well for women in the same position.
No, I respect that. Absolutely.
I'm taking from y'all experience because I haven't.
Why do you think we want to? We want to see our companies grow so we don't have to be putting.
I don't have to deal with that at this present time because, and I'll be truthful about it. And it's nothing wrong with it. So anybody on my job or anything sees this and think I'm complaining, I'm not. But I am being truthful. I'm not having that issue now because I'm the reason why you don't have to come to work. And the work keeps flowing. And I'm cool with it. I get paid for it. So I'm cool with it. But you all do know that's the reason. You ain't got to get up early in the morning. You ain't got to fight traffic. You ain't got to go out in the cold or the heat or the rain or the snow or the sleet. You ain't got to do none of those things.
Well, Marlon,
all you got to do is just send an email.
Be happy you don't have to hear that angry person.
Yeah.
Oh,
the public is
don't get it wrong. I said lately. I ain't say never. I've worked with several angry people. I've worked with people whose whole mentality was to make my life miserable. Now, mine and other people too, because that was their lonely, drawn out life that they felt like that's something that they had to do was to make people's life miserable.
Hey, on a separate note, you see I trimmed the beard? You see that?
Oh, you did?
Oh, you did trim it.
Yeah, it's not as
But don't just go all just...
I'll never go Bryant Gumbel. That's not
now.
happening. No, that will never happen. I might go to the furthest I go is a goatee.
Thank you, Susan. Somebody said it. Yes. Yes.
Honestly, Tracy, I agree. there is to this point. There's going to always be levels. You're not going to speak to a white male the way you speak to a black male, the way you speak to a black female.
And just being a woman, period,
Oh,
is to be
okay.
challenged
You're right.
constantly.
You're right.
Yeah, because you're always
not
young.
going to speak to a white male the way that you speak to a black male, the way that you would speak to a white female, the way that you would
But
speak
what?
to
You
a
still got
black
to order out,
female.
but that's cool.
Yeah, but I get disrespected from both ends. I get disrespected from the male because it's like, how dare you? You're just a woman. You can't tell me anything. And then from the female, I want to speak to a man. I literally had a woman that said, I want to speak to a male. Lady, are you joking? No, you cannot speak to a male. You're going to speak to me. Or you can call back. It's up to you. And she hung up the phone.
It's wild, man. It's
yes.
I always do the call back.
Like, I'm not
you
telling
can't bully me through the phone. Come on. Come on now. You can't bully
me.
You
know what? I had another person. I know where y'all work at. Okay, come on here past security.
This is the funny thing about it is what I always wanted to say. And because I used to do phone work sometimes. And I always used to want to tell somebody. At my age now, I would actually do it. Back then, I was humble. I ain't humble no more. I don't care. But I would like to just tell somebody, you're cussing me out. You doing all this yelling, screaming, arguing, everything. You do know I have all your information right.
Oh, I want to say that so
like
bad
I know,
sometimes.
like literally, like what you said, Tracy. You do know what I know where you work. Yeah, but I know where you live. I mean, I got
y'all trying to get arrested
right here in front of me. Do you really want to go?
You cannot tell people, I know your social security number. You cannot.
Basically, it's like this. You're yelling, you're cursing, and all that. And like I said, it is different. It is very different for a guy.
Apparently, my grandson just walked in here in the house crying his head off because he doesn't want to go to bed.
Oh, let him stay up. It's Saturday.
It's 10th.
How old is the grandchild?
About to turn 2.
Oh, well.
Oh, you don't even know what time it is.
Oh, he don't know what time it's at. Oh, if he's 14, let him stay. Okay.
That's the funny thing. That's the one thing that I love about him so much. He's crying because he's sleepy. But he won't stop crying long enough to take him back to sleep.
Give him some mashed potatoes. He'll be okay.
Get you to go to sleep. So stop crying so you can go to sleep.
Yeah, I thought you was going to say 14. I'm like, let the kids stay.
No, my system was real easy when they're that young. Well, by then I'd already kind of broke them. But right, Susan? Challenging my autonomy.
Brother.
No, but I mean, like, when people get to cursing and whatnot, I think it's important that you understand, are they cursing at you or are they cursing with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, some people just curse. And you gotta suck it up. Deal with the problem.
Because it's not at you, but when it's directed at you.
But when it's cursing at you, so that you know the difference. You know what I'm saying? And at that point, it's like, look, sir, I don't know why you're angry with me, but I'm not going to disrespect you. And then you just leave it right there. And what they'll do is they'll usually stop cursing, or they'll amp it up some more.
Yeah, I get to amp it up some more, people.
And if they amp it up some more, then it's, look, I've asked you to be, I've asked you to stop cursing. I need you to stop cursing at me. I didn't mean to upset you or what have the situation, but this can't continue. And after that, hey, sometimes calls get lost.
And I'm gonna answer your question real quick. It was a combination of the two. The aggressive people that you're hearing right now have always been like that.
Mm-hmm.
45 just gave them permission to act like there's nothing wrong with how you act. So don't hide anymore. You can be free now.
I think we give.
So that's why you see a increase.
I think we give Trump more credit than he's owed.
To say that they've always been like that.
Yeah, they've always been like that, but it's even more than Trump. This has been building.
I ain't going in there. He all right.
This has been building. Like when Zimmerman murdered Trayvon and there were no consequences, you sent a message. As police officers were murdering people on video and witnesses and all this stuff, and there were no consequences, you're sending a message. When that man was yelling at the woman in front of the convenience store, and then her black boyfriend comes out to get him to stop yelling at his woman, and he shoots the black man in the chest and claims, what is it, stand your ground, and wins. So it's been building. So when 45 comes along, and he is basically giving you cover now, because now he's saying to the police, your abuse, right? Not as individuals, your abuse is okay. Yeah. Because remember, he said, if you hit the head against the car while you're putting them in there, I don't see that being a problem, right? 45 was a reflection. Yeah. He wasn't the source. And the way that the entire government just kind of is continued, even to this day, when he's not even in power anymore, still treating these people with kid gloves. That's why it's going. Behavior that is not punished is rewarded. Yep. Every time. And the problem is right now, people don't know how to react just yet. Nope. Most of those who consider themselves allies are too few in number. Those who consider themselves sympathetic are not sure what to do. Those who are under attack are not sure how to respond, because they know if they respond, the reaction will be even stronger. Yeah. So everyone is nervous and sitting on a bunch of energy, not knowing what to do with it. All the while, you got the whole country, black, white, and everybody else is spoiled as hell, and we don't like being told what to do. So COVID got us on our nerves too. Put it all together. Yeah, but I get what Anna's saying, because I never thought I would live to see the day where Nazis were outside of a hospital protesting. I know, just call me simple-minded.
But like I said,
I just never thought I'd see the day where they weren't.
But like I said,
I never thought I would see it. I'm like, a hospital?
Because Trump made all that aggression seem normal.
And okay.
We all know the reason why they do the stuff we do.
They're pieces of garbage.
But he turned it around and always want to make it seem like, no, you're not racist. You're not homophobic. You're doing it for America. In a sense, he's absolutely correct.
Yeah, because that is America.
You not doing it for America. You are America.
And it doesn't matter what the population shift says. You're America. Sure, you don't have the numbers you used to have, but you're still America.
Well, they're still the majority.
Yep.
And they're fighting over an ideology and an identity. And that is why I get so upset and so frustrated with, I don't like the term people of color, because I think it's a garbage term, but
it's better than minority. That's the one that gets me. I'm like, ugh.
Well, I mean, minority is actually representative of your position in a population. So, we are minorities in America. But the reason why I don't like people of color is because all you did was say colored people and flip it around. So I'm not stupid, okay? You know what I'm saying? So I don't like it. Plus, it's diluting the aspect with respects to being black and our unique struggle, and being indigenous and their unique struggle, and being of the Asian Pacific Islander and their unique struggle. You know what I'm saying? And it's like lumping everybody together. So you're either white or you're a person of color, which erases so much to me. So that's why I don't like POC too much. But the thing I want to get back to is about the ideology and identity. And you cannot out-reason identity and ideology. You can't do it. You can only defeat it. That's all you can do. And people don't want to face that reality. See, if we were just talking about politics, You could outmaneuver, you can negotiate, you can do all those things in politics. If we're talking about corporate structures, we could try to reform them, do these different things. But how do you reason with someone on the basis of their identity? That'd be like trying to tell me that slavery wasn't a big deal. You couldn't do it. So if you can't do that with me, there's no way I'm going to go to someone who is white and feels aggrieved and convince them.
Yeah, I would just ask that person, like, what is you aggrieved about? You have privilege.
But that's just it. They don't see it that way. And you'll spend all this time trying to give them a history lesson, but it doesn't matter because they don't agree with your account of history. Right? You just can't. It's like trying to go with someone, argue with someone who is a diehard strict creationist. Right?
Right.
You can't introduce a scientific argument to these people. You can't, because they've already shut that door. The only authority they will ever yield to is what is in the Bible, period, point blank, end of discussion. So if you go get the almanac and you go get all the encyclopedias, and
it won't matter because, like you said, they're just like.
World. And that's how it is with this.
Did you say it was offensive? Or you just said you just didn't?
No, I said I liked it. Thea said he didn't.
I don't like the term. I don't find it offensive. I just don't like the term. It's kind of like I don't like the term. Is it colored? I don't like it. I don't like
Who says colored anymore? This is 2022.
Well, I've heard it.
Yeah.
I have never heard nobody say
what is it? National
people.
Association of the Advancement of Colored People. So it's still in the NAACP title.
They still exist. Oh, shut up, Tracy.
Stop it.
I'm gonna stop. I said I pat my own hand. I said, don't do that no more.
We're gonna move on because I knew. See.
I was trying. I really was trying, and it just slipped. It just came on out.
You failed.
You would have thought I said Hillary Clinton.
All right, we're gonna go now. We're going to move on to more lighter.
She should be the next president. Because she's the most progressive out there.
Yeah. I was about to say something, but I'm like, he may not be damn wrong. We're going to go to the lighter side of things now. But you have to remember, we do have Thea's on the panel. So see how light this could actually be. But we're going to go to the lighter side of things. And we are going to look at somebody, and I can't remember his name. He'll say his name in the video. But I like to celebrate people like this and put them in the spotlight.
They get so happy. Some people cry, some people laugh, some people smile.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, I drew you.
It just makes them feel this joy inside, especially now during the pandemic.
This drawing of you.
Sorry, what?
I did this drawing.
Oh my god! Sorry, I was just having like the absolute worst day ever.
We needed to see something like that. We needed to see joy in other people's faces. I hope it captures a moment in New York City history.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yo, what? So good.
Hey everybody, my name is Devon Rodriguez. I live in New York City and I went viral for drawing strangers on the subway. So I grew up in the South Bronx in a very rough neighborhood, and I've always been interested in art. I always knew that art and drawing was going to save my life.
Thank you for your service. I did this painting of you. Nice to meet you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. I just got back. This made my day.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I hope he gets a job as a court. That person that does the art, No, that's not me being silly. I'm saying like this dude has like legit crazy talent to be able to do that between stops on a train, yo. For real, I'm saying I want him rewarded for his talents, which would be doing like the court thing or in Congress. Because like I found this out just today in the Supreme Court, you can't even have cameras in there.
Yep, you can.
You still have to have the art person.
Yeah, this is what gives me hope in mankind. What he just did, I'm like, yes, there's hope out there. It may be little, it may be dim, but it's there. That's
somebody gonna beat him up because they ain't like that he just drew a picture of his girlfriend.
It gives me hope. It makes me think, you know what? This fight is worth it. It's worth it to fight because there's people like him out there.
I'm with you. Let's fight.
Tanya, I don't understand. Wait, what? You talk about what Thea says.
Probably something.
He's Thea's.
Thank you, Anna.
That's what you could have said.
That's what I said.
You talking about trying a courtroom? You could have
started out with. I hope he gets picked up in the courtroom.
Yeah,
as the art person,
not art school.
I said that. It's
not be an art teacher.
No, don't be an art teacher. Go get a job that's gonna pay you a 6-figure income to take advantage of your beautiful talents. Don't be a teacher and be neglected and overlooked. No.
See, thank you, Anna. Until that day, he's out there giving joy.
Thank you. He's giving joy. He's making people's days.
Till he draw a picture of Kim Kardashian and Kanye's on the train.
They are getting a divorce. Now you should stop.
She need to get a restraining order.
Come here.
No, my hand.
Ain't nobody care about that. Yo, hell. Come here. Say hello.
Hey.
This is
my Hi.
beautiful granddaughter Mo. Worried about her health.
Mo, yours looks better than mine.
Say hello to everybody. Say hello to the group and everybody. Your aunt is on here somewhere.
Hi, aunt. I'm like, I'm right here. Hello.
All right. See you later.
Oh, so precious.
Dude, I celebrate my family now. You crazy. So talented. But her mother does that.
Yeah, that man gives me hope.
Yep.
They do. They be all wrong. You be like, who this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went viral. So I'm saying now that he's gone viral, I hope he gets picked up for something that matters. I mean, you got Rittenhouse go out and murder people, and he gets picked up and gets to go to Congress. Get this man a job.
I'm sorry, Nikki. I'm sitting down and she was standing up and she's trying to jump in the shower, so I didn't want to hold her too long. But that's my baby, my only granddaughter. Whew. Time flies, good gracious.
I didn't have no tears up when I was watching them. I'm like, don't cry. Don't cry.
I don't want to cry.
Because I ugly
Crying
cry.
is human.
I get real ugly. I didn't say it was, but I got an ugly cry face going.
All right, the next video, and the only reason I'm showing it is because I would actually do this to Foxy. I hope nobody don't get offended, but I really would, and I thought it was really funny. So take everybody down before I play it.
Hey, babe, where the hoes at?
Where what?
The hoes at?
Where the hoes at?
Yeah, where the hoes at?
Why would you ask me where the hoes at?
So I could wash the car.
The hoes outside.
Okay. Well, where can I find some bitches?
Fuck you.
Oh, wow.
do that.
My silly wife wouldn't even have caught on. She's like, almost immediately, she would have been like, it's outside by the car. You know where you leave the hose at. I'm serious.
That is actually a very good show.
I never get to watch it because I'm at work all the time.
I watched the replay because I let the live show play, and thank goodness, because they don't have to do it, but thank goodness then they break each segment down to like 5-minute segments.
Never heard of it.
He was on the Damage Report. And then
it's with TYT. He's the African American.
Well, TYT is over
JR?
the Damage Report.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
TYT is over the Damage Report. So TYT did a Damage Report, but he was majority on the Damage Report. And then they wound up giving him his own show, the Watch List.
Oh, okay.
And it is good. And the reason for exactly that, Mickey, why I like his show is because everything don't have to be freaking heavy. Lighten it up a little bit. He ends stuff like which is what I'm doing. Everything don't have to be heavy. There are, regardless of what Theus thinks.
Excuse me.
He has every right. He has every right.
I've made the point multiple times that there are rays of sunshine.
But
no, you sing Rays of Sunshine. That is not the same thing.
Say what now?
You sing the song Rays of Sunshine.
No, I was saying earlier that there's positives and all that
to win this argument.
Positives and stuff. I've said it.
But yeah, I want to make sure that we don't always have to have heavy stuff. You know, just lighten it up a little bit. Have fun.
I said the man should get a good job, and all of a sudden it's treated like I was being heavy.
Thank you, Anna. I appreciate it.
I have not seen an episode yet.
Who is Foxy? Foxy is my wife. And she has her own show with her sister. I would love to give you the date and time, but don't know when the date and time is. But it's called Don't Be Scared, Let's Talk About It. It comes on YouTube. Let's say Friday.
Yeah, let's just pick a day.
Yeah, just make sure it's Thursday, but let's just say Friday.
No.
Tuesday, Friday.
No. Sunday.
I'm glad she watching because I'm trying to hint to her. It's Friday. Maybe. Not Marlon. You don't remember what the show it's sort of like this. You may get a show. You may not.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
Tune in.
Back away from the stove. Away from the stove.
Okay, so now you're calling me Penny?
No,
it's
that was an iron.
sitting too hard. Okay, Susan gonna have to explain. I've been watching Watch List correctly. I'm a TLC's too. Huh?
It may be too rough and deep and everything else. So let's stretch.
I'm just now watching Indisputable, so I'll be all late.
I can't hardly watch Indisputable because he's like the other show that won't be named. Every time I hit the button, they'll break, man. Come on. Stop with all the breaks. Stop it.
And you didn't show the video that I sent you of that girl singing, and I'm telling you I'm not going.
I'm telling you I'm not showing it.
Horrible.
That's why it's funny. You said we need something light. Tell me that's not light. If you play Desperate Times Call for Desperate Measures, you can play that.
Oh, that was funny as crap. Yeah, of course I'm going to show that one. Oh, that was...
No mayo wars.
You ain't going to have no mayo. If it ain't Duke, it ain't mayonnaise. All right.
Man, I walk in the grocery store and knock all them shelves over.
They empty now because, they ain't selling none of that. Everybody like, let me go get some mayonnaise.
That'd be the one thing they still got on the shelf.
Yeah, that'd be the one thing. I'm like, why can't we move this?
Anyway, I'm going to move on because I know the two subjects that would trigger both of y'all, but I am going to take the higher level and not use it. So we're going to move on, and I'm going to make sure that everybody sees us now and show the video. And I want you. And I'm going to show the video. It's a report. Okay, come on, Thea. It was a joke.
I know I'm with you, but I'm like, you saying you're gonna be the bigger person and move on, and we ain't got
there yet. Okay, where's this video coming? It's coming.
I lied. I told y'all I'm not turning the other cheek no more. This is a snow report. It's a ski lounge and everything else. Just take a look in the background of what happened as this woman's giving her report.
Good morning, skiers and riders. We received another inch of natural snow overnight, and it's still coming down right now. So far this week, we've received 16 inches of natural snow. Conditions are fantastic right now. We're expecting some pretty cold temps over the next few days, and our snowmaking team is ready to fire up those snow guns and take advantage of every opportunity. If you're planning on joining us over the next couple of days, make sure you dress warm and bring your goggles as well, because like I said, it is going to be a bit chilly. We could see temps dropping into the negatives over the next couple of days. Thanks to all this natural snow and the hard work of our snowmaking team, we've been able to add more terrain this week. We now have 21 open slopes and trails, plus 3 terrain parks and 47 features. And don't forget, our snow tubing park is open as well, but that's not it. We also added snowmobiling tours and snowshoeing tours.
Okay, so look.
Yeah, I'm gonna let these go first on this one.
Okay. I am going to assume that the person coming down the stairs has some form of a disability. And I am going to observe that this was a commercial, not even a news report. So why didn't they redo the take? I'm either really offended for the poor person trying to make it down the stairs, or ashamed at the production company. Oh my.
I'm sorry, Tracy. I'll let you go there. The
You know
only thing
what?
that's still sticking in my head that I can't get over, I'm partially laughing and I'm partially a little upset, and I'll tell you why. I can see from the woman's point of view, she don't know what's going on. Noise is noise at this point. I don't know how long she's been doing it, but at a certain point, you'll get used to certain sounds and whatever.
That cameraman knew.
The cameraman
Didn't say not one word.
You saw what was going on.
But he was probably laughing too.
The only thing that would save you, the only thing that I would say that would save you is there may not have been a camera. Because I have seen people who drive out to set up a camera, push record, and do their thing. And in production, they do it. Which now we go back to what Theus is saying is like, okay, but you could like covered up that whole situation.
You couldn't have cropped it out?
Oh,
they could have redone the shot.
They had different shots throughout the whole video. You could have easily just added more shots since this woman is coming down the stairs.
Or they could have just used her audio.
Yep, and just showing people just slide.
And use all the other stuff.
Yep.
But they also lost me when they said the temperature getting to the negatives. So
and her face wasn't even red.
Like if you ever want to get away from me right? Like if you ever did me dirty and you needed to get away from me, go somewhere where it's really cold. Because I don't care. Go over there and be there. I'm not going. I'm not.
No, I don't do cold. No.
Yeah,
My wife was like, I want to go skiing one time. And I'm like, one, no, you don't. You don't really want to ski. And two, that's a lot of money to spend to be cold. I've been cold.
You know what, Mickey?
Been on the mountain, been down the ski slope, not on skis, on a sled. Still close enough.
I don't think it was a setup.
I don't either.
Because I checked out this place just to make sure this is a real resort and everything. I don't see the purpose of doing that. It's not like so.
But that lady should sue. Did you see how thick the ice was on those stairs? They should lay it back. You can see it. The ice is thick.
Yeah, they could have redid the shot, and I'm like, they just wanted
that resort is struggling for money.
Either they could have just did a whole audio narration and show people. They didn't have to put that person on Front Street like that. They did not have to do that. They saw the video and said, "Yep, this will be good. Put this up." No, like people should.
One more time. Sorry.
Good morning, skiers and riders. We received another inch of natural snow overnight, and it's still coming down right now. So far this week, we've received 16 inches of natural snow. Conditions are fantastic right now. We're expecting some pretty cold temps over the next few days, and our snowmaking team is ready to fire up the...
I'm sorry. It was the part.
You know, it's like you just got to let go and slide on down.
It was the part when she finally had her legs loose.
She didn't nobody come and help this poor person. The cameraman sitting up there, if there was a cameraman laughing, because they could have stopped this. They did not have to put this person on Front Street like that.
And even if there wasn't a cameraman, in order for her to know that she was in the shot correctly, there had to been another monitor in that case. So she either knew or the person with the camera knew. My thing is, just take it again from the top. Is your budget that tight that is a look?
You just gonna let this go?
You got one shot, Bill.
Yep, that's it.
You know what? I never thought about that. And
Bill O'Reilly, we'll do it live.
That really may be the possibility, Theas. You get one shot. This is what's in the budget, but it's one shot.
But Marlon, no, that ain't it. Because I don't care if you have a low budget with you using your camera, you can redo that shot. They just didn't want
straight
to.
Audio. We going straight up audio.
And what I'm saying is, even if you did the shot, the post-production of it.
That's what I'm saying.
You were showing different sights and people skiing and all this and the snow falling and everything. You know how many of those things you could have put into that shot that covers up that whole lady's adventure down the stairs that nobody would have known she was in that. You didn't even do it in post-production.
But you know what? Sometimes you can't plan for a good shot. And that right there definitely gets some attention.
Now, granted, I will say this. You could have done something to help that lady. At the very least,
you could at least helped her up. Dang. Just let her fall out.
From where I'm standing,
she needs to sue them. Sue that production company.
That was funny. I needed that.
No, I don't like when people get possibly hurt. That poor lady man was struggling. They was just like holding on for their dear life.
Yeah, I'm not proud of it, but I do remember a low point in my life when I was in college, and the bus pulled up, and the kids are coming off the bus. It was college students, right? And I said to myself, it would be so funny if that person fell. And then that person fell out of the bus. And I laughed. I'm sorry, whoever that was person. I shouldn't have laughed.
You shouldn't have wished them to fall in the first place?
You know, look, I've spoken to God a lot in my life. So
that wasn't one
if he decided that was the time to listen to me, then I'm not going to second guess his decision. There might have been something that came out of that.
I don't like to watch people get hurt.
That's me either. I can't do it. That poor person was struggling. She
was struggling. That's not hurt.
She was struggling. All right.
She fell down that step. That hurt. And that ice hurt.
When she stood
up. She was holding on to that pole for dear life.
She almost fell walking.
Couldn't even get up and walk right. Up there limping. I'm like,
kick that second foot out.
We assuming this is female. That could very well be a male.
No, that was a woman. Or a really girly man.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that was a woman.
Yep.
Well, okay.
Well,
I do not watch fail videos because I
agree with that.
I hee and ha on some of it, but it gets to a point because at the very beginning when he was doing those videos, it was funny. Like, oh, that's funny. And then some of those videos is like, come on, dude, that's an accident and that's somebody getting hurt. This is not funny anymore.
But don't forget, we had an entire genre of America's Funniest Home Videos.
That show is still on. That show is still on television.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
And now the little kid from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Carlton, he hosts it.
Really?
Yes.
No wonder.
Yeah, I don't know his real name. I just call it Carlton.
No wonder he's so bitter.
Oh, yeah.
He's very bitter because he went from being Carlton Banks to being the game show guy. Because he just goes from one game show to the next, hosting game shows.
Hey, that's a paycheck, shoot.
It is, but when you're a classically trained actor who's been acting since he was
classically trained actors will be waitressing. He should be lucky he ain't one of them and be happy.
That's true. I mean, but still, as the individual, you know, I can see that.
No, he just said Black America didn't accept him because his wife is white. Ain't nobody care who your wife is.
Now, if there was anything that was expected, it was that he was going to be married to a white woman. Ain't nobody worried about that. This is not 1965.
I got a better question.
I could care less who you marry.
I got a better. I got a better question. Who cares?
Nobody. That was our whole point. It was like
anybody literally go out of their way to say to Carlton, "We don't accept you." No, because we don't care.
Carlton, let's just be real, bro. We'll probably take your wife before we take you.
Thank you for real.
Let's call it the way it is. And this is, you know, when I watch Behind the Music, those type of shows, it's the same concept of, dude, you was funny. You was a part of a very funny uplifting,
but we all know who the star was.
But understand, you was a part. We really was coming in to watch Will. You're known for the Carlton dance.
Well, see, that's what happens to a lot of these actors is the star can usually break out and do other things. But if you're a cast member and
you're
do
that
a
second
really
tier
good job, and you do a really good job, though, it's hard to get out of it.
Yeah,
like the guy who played Braxton on the Jamie Foxx show, he struggled getting work.
Yeah.
Hillary from The Fresh Prince struggled getting work. You know what I'm saying? It's you became that character.
You became, and that's all people can see you as.
Steve Urkel and stuff.
Jaleel White. He was the actual star. Done. He started getting muscles and got too tall. It was over.
He got muscles and got too tall.
But for real, it's not fun when we're watching you as a little scrawny, nerdy kid, and all of a sudden you like you should be, you know, playing power forward, and we no.
I saw one of those,
but nobody on that show really did well except for the cop dad.
Well, he's the only one who wanted to go on, and he was an actor before and after, and he was also, even though he was a star, he wasn't the star.
Yeah, he never was the star.
Did Die Hard come out before?
I think it was during.
It was during Family Man.
Okay.
And that's part of what helps someone have a full career. Because while Will Smith was Fresh Prince, he started doing little movies here and there.
6 Degrees of Separation.
An artist beforehand.
Ashton Kutcher did the same thing. I always said Ashton Kutcher was the smartest person in the world because a lot of people in the past used to do that. They used to do get a TV show, get their name out, blah blah blah, everything else. Do a movie, get famous, and quit the show. Ashton Kutcher was the smart one to say, "I'm going to do the movie, but I'm going to continue to do the show until y'all end the show."
Which it really wasn't that good of a show.
It was actually an okay show, but it was one of those things where because he did it that way, we were used to seeing him as more than just Kelso.
That's true, because he was in Dude Who Stole My Car, which is low-key one of my favorite movies.
Horrible movie.
It was so terrible, but it was so funny. It was terrible funny. It was like terrible.
It was the quintessential, stereotypical.
I know
that's the role that you're supposed to play. You, as much as we look at,
it was his Bill and Ted, but ew.
Yeah,
Bill and Ted was funny. I don't know what you're talking about.
Name, though?
Huh?
What was the guy's name? What you just said, Bill and Ted?
Dookie Howser?
Yeah, Keanu Reeves and the other guy.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, and the other guy whose name I can't think of. I'm like,
Keanu Reeves need to thank the heavens for Matrix.
He sure does.
He was not stereotyped as the smoke, drug, dim-witted white dude in every doggone movie you could think of.
He was only in 3 movies. Bill and Ted and
because he did.
He played the same character in like every movie.
In every movie. Then he did the Matrix. Now, what happened with the Matrix? Now well, gosh, you could actually play other roles now.
Well,
but at that point in time, he was just okay. Well, we don't have any drug smoking movies coming out right now, so sorry.
I don't know. Keanu Reeves, I think for him, he was like a Nicolas Cage kind of thing. Like,
nobody's like Nicolas Cage. Woo-wee. Nobody like Nicolas.
Come on, Nicolas was a pretty bad actor who made
He's
movies
terrible.
that you could enjoy watching.
I didn't enjoy none of his. I'm like
Con Air.
Nope, never saw it.
Now, granted, Con Air had like a dynamite cast in it,
but we can't use that one.
But Con Air was good. Face Off was good. Of course,
Face Off was terrible.
Face Off with John Travolta.
But it was still good.
What was good about it? I'm like, this
was an action movie.
And speaking of John Travolta,
Gods of War or whatever the one was, where he was a gun runner. That was okay.
John Travolta, and y'all correct me because it literally just popped in my head, and I could be wrong. I have never saw an actor get stereotyped twice. John Travolta went from you're the only dude that can play. Because remember, he did Saturday Night Fever,
he did the Grease era.
He was in Grease.
Live in Grease and everything. You was the singer, dancey guy. That was your thing. And then when he started doing Staying Alive, and then we was like, okay, now we kind of get sick of you. So, because we're not going to continue. So that was the first stereotype.
Then he did Pulp Fiction.
Then he went to Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction was one of my favorite movies.
I've never watched it all the way through. I couldn't handle it.
And then he started getting stereotyped the second time because it was like you're gonna have to play the bad guy, the tough guy, the everything else, all the way up to.
You done skipped so many bad John Travolta movies. You done skipped up.
We've had a lot of bad movies.
Battlefield Earth. Ooh, that movie was terrible.
I'm gonna tell you know what? Thank you, Tracy, because I'm gonna tell you why I know he got stereotyped the first time, because I remember the movie was Boy in a Bubble, and nobody.
That's right. He was in that movie
seriously, because it was a serious movie and it was a serious subject. It was a boy who had a certain disease that he had to, before America got smart, he had to live in
the hermetically sealed bubble in his house. Yeah.
And it was the Boy in the Bubble. It was a serious role.
But he not.
And nobody took him seriously. It's
everybody was like, dude, drama ain't for you.
This is not you.
Yeah, but I mean, it's cool. He's had a full career, and he did well with it. It's over now, but he did well with it.
Why is it over now?
Why would it be over?
Because he's still dealing with shooting the woman on set.
No, that's Alec Baldwin. What woman on set? That's Alec Baldwin.
Same guy. That's playing. But no,
I'm like, what?
This dude dude just put John Travolta in jail for somebody else's crime.
Something he needs.
Ain't nobody even in jail.
No.
He's too rich, male and white. He ain't going to jail.
And it was a horrible accident. It's not.
That's what we were told. Yes. So
he was doing it on purpose. I'm like, stop, y'all.
Nah, he ain't doing it on purpose. But you know,
come on.
On purpose
the people
or not,
who said that
still...
is the people who are Trump supporters because Trump he said something about Trump.
Stay on them Democratic side sites. I'm telling you, that's where I'm like, y'all got to stop this.
Well, it doesn't matter what happens. You're always going to have someone who wants to be the smart one in the room and claim the opposite. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But
you have to make
The Rock.
Sure
that was a good.
Dumb,
wait a minute. That was a Nicolas Cage movie. Yes, The Rock. I love that movie with Sean Connery. Yep.
Vinny Barbarino, Welcome Back, Carter. That's where I liked the first 2 seasons, and then when the white teacher with the afro left, I was like, okay, I'm done.
I don't think I ever saw one episode.
I didn't watch that.
Which is funny for me because I wouldn't watch that, but I would watch Head of the Class.
Rest in peace, Howard Hessman.
Rest in peace, Howard.
Head of the Class. What was that show about?
The bunch of smart alecky kids, and they went to a special school. Robin Givens was in there. She was the only black person.
That was the reason why the show actually succeeded.
Yep. She was the only reason that show succeeded.
Because I remember that title, but don't remember the show. It's kind of like 21 Jump Street. I can kind of remember the characters, but I don't remember the show. You know
that's
21 Jump Street.
Terrible.
That is. No, I love 21 Jump Street. I really enjoy 21 Jump Street. It's just
hated it.
Then you try to do Booker, which didn't work. Then you tried to do there was a third show after that where they made it really, really serious. Like really, it was around the same time as, and I cannot remember the name of this show.
Cop Rock.
Undercover Cops. Undercover.
New York Undercover.
New York Undercover.
I love that show. That was
love the crap out of that show.
Didn't like that show either.
And it quickly ran its course.
Like after a year, I'm like, what am I watching? It's the same show every week. Hence the person.
It ran its course pretty quick because, and Tracy, you kind of right because it did.
Like that person did it because it like okay. It's just like all those.
The second show was kind of like doing that. They got away from being the teeny bopper going to the school and everything, and they started really going. So in other words, 21 Jump Street was I'm trying to stop the drug dealer that's in the school.
Yeah, they were narcs. Right.
Whatever the show was afterwards. I can't remember the name of it, but whatever the show was afterwards. No, now we're going for the kingpin, and we're going undercover. So with
kind of the kid thing.
Yeah. So Thea's, we both undercover, and I know we undercover, but I'm finna knock the living crap out of you in front of these people so they can take it. I was like,
every single week, I'm like, come on, we know what's gonna happen. It's the person that watched every episode of Murder She Wrote, and then was like, oh, I know who's gonna do it. It's 45 actor, the Greenville Killer, and then watched every single week.
For me, you can't go from a certain portrayal of things and then become gritty the next time.
That was like that.
I've
you know what? It did work.
Of seeing you like this. Now you want me to remove that from the back of my head and look at you as.
But Marlon, that did work. And one time it only worked. Remember the spinoff of the Mary Tyler Moore show where Lou Grant went on to run a paper? That was a drama.
But you know how they did it though? They removed everybody else but Lou Grant.
But it was still a spinoff from a comedy.
Spinoff, and I appreciate it. But they removed everybody else from the show and left just Lou Grant. That you could not, in other words, you couldn't have Lou Grant and have Mary Tyler Moore pop in from time to time. Or Ted, whatever his name. Ted Knight pop in from time to time. You can't do that. Because now we're like, okay, are you being serious? Because the people that you have popping in, we remember from a comedy. So
I was just throwing out there that it worked. And this is just looking like what?
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Okay. Mary Tyler Moore Show. You do know that one.
I know that title.
Okay. Lou Grant was the boss, the bald headed
right.
guy. And everything.
Doesn't help me. You're good, brother.
Okay.
He doesn't know who the Brady Bunch is. Why are you sitting here wasting?
Ed Asner played Lou Grant.
I know that name.
Okay, Ed Asner played Lou Grant on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. The Mary Tyler Moore Show went off the air.
I'm sorry. Every time you say Lou Grant, I hear Hugh Grant.
No, he was the one that hired the prostitute.
Hugh Grant.
He's the English dude.
That hired the prostitute.
The one that was caught with the black prostitute.
Yes, that was him. Yes, he was caught with the black prostitute. Yes, that's true.
Oh, okay. Well, you don't pay for it. Pay for what you want.
Oh, trust me, I'm surprised you haven't heard. They made a huge deal about it.
Sure,
oh, probably because he doesn't matter to me. So,
and the funny thing about it is, this is the underlying reason. This is how silly. I watch way too much TV because I know this. This was during the late night talk show wars between
Jay Leno and David Letterman. Oh my gosh!
And Letterman was just beating the crap out of Jay Leno in the ratings until he got Hugh Grant on there. And the first question that came out of his mouth when he got Hugh Grant on there was, "What was you thinking?" And Jay Leno blew up. Why I know that, I have absolutely.
I don't know why everybody is so worried about what people do with their genitalia. But
this was.
Yeah, he was in the heat of the night, which was a terrible show. I hated that television.
That show grew on me because I had a long period of time where I didn't have cable.
Yeah, if you don't have cable, you watch it in the
heat of the night.
In Matlock.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's where I first
thought it was Carol O'Connor. It wasn't Ed Asner.
Yeah, but still in the heat.
Carol O'Connor, I know that one.
Carol O'Connor was in the heat of the night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he used to play the guy with the bunker, right?
Yes, who people like compared to Trump. I'm like, Archie was way better. Don't be doing that.
Is Ed Asner alive?
No. There's no survivor. John Amos is the only surviving subcast member. Because remember, John Amos was on the show and he got written off like the second season.
I'm talking about the movie. I'm trying to put this all together. So Ed Asner
was in the movie.
Heat of the Night movie.
Yeah, the movie.
I didn't know there was a movie.
Yeah, with Sidney Poitier where he slapped the white. Oh, you got to watch the movie.
I thought that was an episode.
No, they based the episode off the movie.
Greenhouse, right? Yeah.
The last time I saw Ed Asner was Hawaii 5-0.
Now that show, I hated that show so much.
The newer version of it?
I don't like the old one, the new one, the middle one. None of it. Hawaii 5-0.
Yeah, I didn't like any of that. No.
Oh, shut up! Y'all in Hawaii. What is y'all complaining about?
You kidding me? I'll give it to you. The last 2-3 seasons of it.
I didn't like the original one. I didn't like the original one in the 80s.
Cosmic. What's going on, man?
Hey, Cosmic, how you? Book 'em, Dano. Yep, watch that show too.
I love that show.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no more surviving members of the Mary Tyler Moore show except for John Amos and whatchamacallit. But they weren't stars of the show anyway. But the stars, none.
Who is John Amos? I don't know that.
John Amos. Good times.
He was on the Mary Tyler Moore show?
He was on the
sports announcer.
Yep, they put that bad wig on him. That bad piece. Like,
man, the memory of these old shows that y'all got, man, it's like, okay.
I watch way.
I think I was busy reading Garfield comics and.
Maybe that was the issue. You was reading Garfield comics.
I love Garfield comics. I still got some of the books now.
Rocks. It was never funny.
He just ate all the time. I'm like, dude.
I like Garfield. I like what was the one with the cavemen? I like
Captain Caveman.
No, DC or I think BC. The comics. The Sunday. The Sunday comics used to come in color and during the week they were black and white.
Was funny.
Yeah, I used to like all the Dilbert. I like all that type of stuff. I was a comic kid. Like when it came to comics, like a lot of my friends read Marvel and DC comics. I wasn't into that. I was reading stuff like Spaceball. I mean, not Spaceballs. What is it called? Mad Balls and Gru and Heathcliff. You know, I read those kind of comics.
I remember the TV shows.
I'll tell you something, Theas, that's right up your alley that not too many people know. The X-Men, when they created
even I like that. That was like
Xavier, and they created Magneto. Do you know who those two characters were created by?
They were like inspired by the Martin Luther King, Malcolm X dynamic.
And Malcolm X.
From this viewpoint of Stan Lee. So, you know. But anyway, he did a great job of portraying it, but it was so subtle that people didn't pick up on it. But where me and Stan Lee ended up having our little issues, like I ever knew this man.
Yeah, like you ever knew him.
I'm about to say, did you meet him?
Did you meet him?
But I think part of why I enjoyed watching the Black Panther movie, because I think they did a good job with the movie.
I know what your issue
but
is.
I hated the movie at the same time. So, and part of my reason was he switched up on the Black Panther because there was the Black Panther Party, and he didn't want the two of them becoming too intertwined. So that's when he shifted and went towards the White Panther or whatever that thing was called with the Bucky or whatever. But yeah, I didn't like that. So
I totally missed it because at first I liked the movie, then I went back and watched it. I'm like, ooh, this ain't as good as I remembered it.
No,
it was great the first time, but I've never watched it after that.
It was great for the culture. Oh, I hate that phrase. I hate you.
No, I agree for a fact that it was great for the culture, and I'm not never going to take that away from it. I agree that it was
Black director, Black costume designer.
Yeah,
yes,
I agree for the fact that you have a country of high tech that is I ain't even gonna say predominantly all Black. I also agree with Theas on it was a terrible storyline of saying that this little kid who was abandoned by the father who this country killed, now he wants revenge, and y'all portrayed and I'm sorry, and then ridiculed from said country, Wakanda, and y'all portrayed him as the bad guy.
It's not just a bad guy, straight up monster.
He was afraid, and I'm like,
and then at the end of the day, it was still the white savior who had to save the day.
What white savior?
If not for the one white guy they let get into Wakanda,
well, they had
all
to
of
have
them would have died. Because he was the one who found out a way to pilot the
oh
plane.
yeah,
Was it a plane? I think it was, right? And he did it. So, but it all fits into the larger storyline. I know, but whatever.
Yeah,
it's a fun movie.
I just enjoyed watching
action film. It was a fun movie.
I don't normally like comic strip movies. Hence the person that loved Superman 1 and 2. I normally don't watch comic book movies turn into movies because I'm like, well, they forgot this, and this.
But see, I didn't grow up reading those.
That's what made it so good for me because I learned as the movie was coming out.
Yeah, I just heard Black director, Black screenwriter, Black costume designer. I was like, I'm in.
Like the one thing that like the Eternals movie.
I heard it was bad, so I never watched it.
I didn't watch it, and I didn't watch it, and I'm going to tell you why I didn't watch it.
What movie was this?
The backstory was that these people were supposed to be the protector of Earth. Where the living hell was you during Thanos? Like,
they're the
B team. Need you to show up now, bro, because there is absolutely, positively no threat that can happen to this Earth right here, right now, than what Thanos did.
Alternate timelines are different.
Come out all the hell you want to.
Multiverse.
Yeah, all that stuff. See, I'm still the person that thinks Adam West was the best Batman. So you're not going to really...
Oh, my good God.
I love the Batman.
Better than Christian Bale?
They bore me. I'm like, oh, okay.
And I did not like Christian Bale as Batman.
Michael Keaton was okay. Michael Keaton was like second.
Keaton was the best Batman.
But he still never... Well, George Clooney was the worst one. Oh my gosh.
Not Christian Bale. Whoever is the one who did the one opposite Heath Ledger. That was Christian Bale, wasn't it?
I thought it was.
Yeah, that's still
Yeah, I think he did the best job overall.
I'm gonna still go with Adam West first, and then Michael Keaton second. Because all them other
Michael
ones,
Keaton
I'm
would be
like,
second for me, but he's second only because of how great that series, the first two, were.
but I
And Heath
agree. Yeah,
Ledger's really carried the second one.
I do remember Mickey. I cannot
she
remember the name of
played the. I know she played the nurse, but I cannot remember the show's name for the life of me. I'm like, oh.
She played a nurse. She played a single mother, and she played a single mother because her husband died. Jackpot. Betrayed what? Because for the life of me, we had to, like what you were saying. You a servant. You're a single mom because you don't know who your daddy is. Things like that. So, thank you, Diane Carroll. Now, unfortunately, you wind up going to Dynasty and pretty much erased all of that. But appreciate the show.
Well, she was a trailblazer on Dynasty.
Yeah, I thought she's one who passed away recently.
She was another rich person on Dynasty.
Yeah, and she could keep her own with the rest of them crazy people. She was giving them the business. Yup.
Cast in that type of role in the 80s?
You didn't see no black people on Dallas.
Just wow,
Or she was a token. Or
it might have been, but she was.
But she played that role well.
But that's why I wasn't really all that big into the Black Panther movie, because I'm still looking at anytime you're telling me that there's a series of firsts now.
I know,
I'm offended. I'm offended.
You should be, but I
not
heard
that we just finally got it, but because we care.
Start somewhere, Theus.
We do have to start somewhere.
Start somewhere, man. Please, that's if you buy into that progress argument. I'm like, if you are a first in something that was a matter of getting hired.
But that wasn't the first. I mean, we did.
I get what you're saying, Theus, but it's still going to boil down to, and I'm not taking it away from you. I get exactly what you're saying, that we should stop celebrating the fact that you're the first black.
They let me in. They see me now.
No, because there were the movies of the 70s that had black directors and black writers.
Those are black exploitation films.
Yes.
Let's not.
Some of them are good though.
Those
Some
are
of them
specifically made for us.
Marvel
Black Panther was a global film for everybody. That's
the thing that kind of bothers me about Black Panther, I'm like, why is y'all showing up and coming to America costume? That's a whole different movie.
Superfly was perceived as one of the greatest. Black films.
One of the great
ever
films.
Made.
I'm like, yes, this.
Superfly was about a guy whose thought was he wants to get out of the ghetto and run away. So his thought was that he's going to sell enough drugs so he can get enough money to leave the ghetto for life. This was the stupidest thing I have ever heard. It is degrading.
Black exploitation.
Best.
But what about Foxy Brown?
She had to sell her body to do it. But my thing is
that's
this,
true
though.
too.
Still, we got to look at it like you guys have cautioned me before, as period pieces. Right? So, in order to have the opportunity to make some of these movies, that was a time frame that it was in, and that placed people in positions of actually having roles.
Well,
right? But we're in the 2000s at this point. The only reason something is a first, unless it's a first, like you created something like a Tyler Perry or something like that, who built like this huge infrastructure off of grinding their way up, which is a different thing. But anyway, if it comes down to you're the first because white America finally let you have a job, I'm not getting excited about that. Like right now, we're talking about the first black female Supreme Court justice. I'm like, that's why y'all hear when I was saying just let the process play out, because no matter how this comes out, it's going to be a black female justice. So all y'all progress people should be fine with that. Let that happen. But I'm not overly excited, because at the end of the day, I'm still looking at the math on the court.
So you mean to tell me you didn't like Medea's class reunion?
I didn't like any of that crap.
Oh, I love
it. I've never seen one Medea movie.
Okay, the movies and the stage plays are completely
I've
different.
seen the stage plays and I've seen it, and then after a certain point, it was the same.
Yeah, it's the same thing over and over. But that's a person that understands his audience. You can say whatever you want to about Tyler Perry.
I'm not even going to his audience is simple-minded, I'm not even going to take that away.
Not simple-minded. I'm not going to say simple-minded.
White politicians right now are doing it right now. Know your audience. I'm going to feed my audience. I
applaud his genius.
Boy, y'all just hating today. Stop it.
I'm telling you, I applaud his genius. But just because he was a genius who figured out, I'm going to grind until this works. I have a vision.
He didn't go through the system.
Everything I have into this vision, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it work, which is exactly what he did. And he managed to do something amazing, just like Master P has done. He's able to do something amazing when everyone said that everything was against you to be able to do it. So those are the things I celebrate. I ain't celebrating Medea. Bad movies.
Yes, unfortunately, that's true too.
Yeah, and I always had an issue with that.
But now we have independent avenues, which is really nice.
Yes, thank goodness for YouTube,
we can work
because
forwards being truly independent. And if you want to work with, a white person, you can. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not the bad thing. The bad thing is the power dynamic. That has always been the bad thing.
I don't have a problem with any movie organization working with a white person. What I have an issue with is a movie organization having to work with a white person.
The power dynamic. That's
the power dynamic.
That I don't like.
Look at here. It's like they're saying.
I know this whole thing is about black culture and black race.
Well, we're going to bring this one white person that has no.
But we have to bring in such and such.
Well, that's why Issa Rae was so upset when she was pitching her show to other networks. They kept telling her, "You got to bring in a white person." And she's like, "No, I'm not going to do it," because she knew what story she wanted to tell.
But see, that's just it. In America, you can have an all-white cast, and it's assumed that they will appeal to everyone.
Yep.
But you have an all-black cast, and it's assumed that you're only going to appeal to black people. And that is problematic beyond the obvious, because there's so many other people besides black and white people. So they finally had, what was it? My Crazy Asian Family, I think it was called. Or Fresh Off the Boat, or they might have had.
Fresh Off the Boat is a TV show.
Okay. But there are other cultures who need to be centered as well. But we always get sucked into a simple black-white argument. So.
And we're not even that much of the we're only, 13% of the population?
I'm not following where you're going here, so I'm
No, because what you just said. We need to tell more stories. Like, I'm saying it wrong, but I know what I mean. I'm saying we're only 13% of the population. We have to work harder to get some attention. We do. We just have to work harder. But we can't just ignore everybody else out there. I'm like,
No, I fully agree. Because
that's what I'm saying.
I talk to our peers, and I'll be like, when they're trying to be like, well, I don't understand why, white people can't understand this and white people can't see that and white people this and white people that. And I'm like, what, when's the last time you stopped and thought about what it's like to be a Filipino in America? Always crickets. So if you can live your entire life, or you can go an entire day, an entire week, entire month, and never once have to think about what is it like to be Filipino in America? What is it like to be differently abled in America? What is it like to deal with a mental illness or mental health issue in America? See, there are so many issues all around us. So with the same token that it's strange to people that some white people have no clue how much the overall black community don't like them. and we're just forced into what's a subservient role where we have to play a role a certain way and act a certain way so we don't get fired and we don't get killed.
That's
We
true,
know that
Susan.
dynamic.
We did build the whole country.
But we didn't build the whole country.
Well, we
So
didn't build the whole country. We built the majority.
No, I agree, but no, it's still a matter of we
I hope you
don't
say what I
have
think you're
to.
gonna say. Go ahead.
Huh?
I
We
said I
don't
hope you say
have
what I think
to-
you're gonna say.
We don't have to embellish to prove the point. Slavery and Jim Crow and convict leasing and the prison industrial complex and the housing discrimination and all of those things are bad enough as they are. They can stand on their own metrics. They can stand on their own merits without having to say, we did it all on our backs, because now you start to alienate other people's pain. What about the indigenous Americans that were here and were the first victims of that's when they use like diseases to go after you, biological warfare, right? And full genocide campaigns where they put bounties on, we would pay you money if you brought us back the corpse or the scalp of a dead Native American. That's where you get your Redskins from. Okay, so we have to center our story, I believe, because it's important, but understand that it's mostly important to us.
That's true. But here comes the however portion of what I was trying to say. I know I have a lot of white friends. And I know the majority of them, they all loved Living Single. They thought it was the funniest show they ever saw.
But why?
Because they just thought it was funny. They didn't think, I'm just talking about my friends. I'm not talking about everybody across the spectrum. I'm talking about my friends. They loved it. Hated Friends because they thought this is a copy, which it is. It's basically a copy. They took one show and said, okay, we're going to make everybody white, and then America will accept it. Well, America did what America does. And that's where I was getting to, is we take, when we're successful in something, and whether that's indigenous or black or Asian or what have you, it's like, okay, insert the white person and ruin it all. It was going good until here y'all come. And that's not all white people, obviously, but that's picking up on something Susan said at the stretch.
But that is the Eurocentric American.
Yeah, that's the Euro. It's like if you let them in
American culture.
Yeah,
if you dominate.
It's like.
Go ahead, Trace.
No, I was just gonna say that's exactly it. Like if there was a Black Wall Street, like popping up in Atlanta, and DC, and Detroit, and places where black people were, I wonder how long it would take for people to say, "Oh, that's racism. They're only supporting black people."
Well, we have Black Wall Street here in Atlanta now. It's a fledgling project, and of course, you do hear that. But my thing is, your enemies will always say something negative about what you're doing because they don't want you doing whatever you're doing. But the countdown for me, though, is how long before one of us invite them in order to make it seem more credible. See, there is always that aspect.
Yeah,
right?
That's where I get afraid of, because I'm like, it's a difference between an ally and somebody you invite that knows and understands. They're not in the.
But that's what I'm saying is to have something that is like one of the organizations that I'm working on building. It is centered and fully focused on Black people. Okay. And the reason for that is not to be exclusionary. It is to not finally, because we have other examples, but to have a tangible example to young Black people that say, look all around you. From the lowest to the highest, they look like you. You can. You are capable. You are worthy. You can do these things. You do not need the quote unquote white savior to come in. And that's Not to say that every time that a white person wants to work with you is because they're trying to take it over. It's not the case. But I know how our community starts to act the moment you insert someone else in. Because now you change how you talk.
Yeah.
You change the jokes you tell. It's not natural anymore. Plus, I've never been, and this is just my observation, I've never been in an organization or group that was blended where the white people in the group did not eventually try to take over leadership.
And I have.
I've never been in one.
Let me say this real quick while I can remember. Again, I'm going back because Theus, you didn't say what I thought you was going to say. You said what you said. I wholeheartedly agree. I don't want the anybody or please stop, kindly stop saying, and we built this whole country. We didn't build this whole country. What they're doing, however, is what we need to say is we too helped this country, and you're erasing that from history.
And we did it against our will.
And we did it against our will. So that's why I thought you was going, Theus, was that you're saying that, okay, we know that you helped build this country, but that's not the story being told. As a matter of fact, I would go as far as to say, if you're being as purely racist as you could possibly think of, to say that the black community is benefiting from what the white Europeans have done in this country.
No, they have that narrative.
Yeah, then they have that narrative. And that's what is bothering me so much about that. So that is one of the things, and like I said, that's why I agree with Theus, is we ain't got to blow up the numbers. Because even the truth at this point in time is not even being believed. And so we got to blow it up to everything. The truth at its bare minimum is not even being believed.
And then also, just to feed off of what Tracy had hit on a little earlier about us being like 13% of the population, right? Well, if you're approximately 13% of the population and the opposition is roughly 40 to 50% of 60% of the population.
Yeah, because I was gonna say they 60%.
You need allies. Now, you need to be working your own plan on your own team to get things done. You got to heal the black community. You got to heal the black family. You got to heal black enterprise. You got to do all those things. Got to do it. And those are the things that I work on that is right there in the black side, right? Not all outside. But you need allies because the numbers tell you.
Yeah,
you ain't going to do this by yourself.
You can't. And I don't think anybody was meant to. That's what I was really
people
trying.
think they can because people are all frustrated. They're all frustrated. The LGBTQ community is so frustrated right now. And they feel oftentimes they're being overlooked, especially if you happen to be transgender, because you kind of kept on the outs within your own grouping, right? And then you also on the outs with your actual ethnic groups. Then you got the Latinos. They're very diverse, but we always talk about them like they're one group. So we need to build alliances and partnerships and all of those things. And it's really hard to do that when you erase their history so that you can highlight yours.
And the issue that we always have, and all minorities, just hear me. Because I don't think you're doing it on purpose. But I do feel that you're, in the back of your mind, you're doing it. Stop building these organizations, businesses, whatever, in hopes that you will be seen by the white community.
Yeah, take that off the table, right?
Please just take that off the board.
Yeah. Do it because it needs to be done.
Do it because it needs to be
Yeah, I
done.
agree with that.
Don't try to build it so you could be. And I'm not doing it on purpose, Theus, but it's the only way I know how to say it. Don't do it so you could get big enough so you could be seen now. Do it for what the purpose is. If you get white allies, fine. I'm not Malcolm X. I don't believe in that concept. I get where he's coming from, and the life he lived, I wholeheartedly understand where he's coming from. But I don't want you to build it for that purpose to get white allies. If they come in, great.
And Marlon, you missed one point. Don't sell
I wasn't going with your point at all.
I'm just something you missed, but go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. That was all I wanted.
Don't sell your business. Like, look at the guy that sold BET. I'm gonna use him as an example because he's the perfect example. Remember when BET actually stood for Black Entertainment Network, and you actually saw black people on BET? He sold it to Viacom. I'm like, what happened? It's like all it is now is episodes of Baby Boy, and there's no Teen Summit. You know how much I missed this Teen Summit.
I don't say he had to. He chose to sell BET when he did because we weren't supporting BET at the same level anymore. So he was running a deficit on the network. You can't just hold on to something just because it feels good. Kind of like how we lost Jet and how we lost Ebony Magazine at one point. So sometimes you need to sell it. You sell it so you can do something bigger. You know what I'm saying? So you sell it to move, like you buy a house and then you sell it. And you use
I still miss Teen Summit
because I know what he did after he sold BET.
Oh no, I'm not saying that he's a hero in any sense.
Yeah, because I'm like, what did he exactly do?
When you say don't sell it, I'm saying if it's part of the business plan, just know what the business plan is.
He brought in the Charlotte Hornets. That's why I know the Charlotte Hornets left and went to New Orleans. And he brought back basketball for, I can't remember what the name of the Charlotte
Bobcats.
Was so horrendous.
Do they even exist now? Because I don't watch basketball.
Absolutely not. Thank goodness. If you want to do the quintessential, I'm sorry, I have to say it. He did it to be the first black owner of a major sports team.
Yeah.
That was his point, and that's what he did. And after he got
wanted to be a black billionaire. That's what he wanted.
I mean, that's what he is. He is a black billionaire.
Care less what this team did.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I miss Teen Summit. That show was impactful. That show had some. I'm like, listen, BET. I know y'all not owned by black people no more. Bring back Teen Summit.
BET isn't owned by black people. TV One, I don't even know if it's still owned by black people.
TV One is partially owned.
Root is not owned by black people.
The Griot isn't.
So it's like
Essence
one,
isn't.
you got to kind of keep in mind where our asset base is, and also are we supporting whatever it is that we're insisting someone else keep. You know, like, where is our money going?
I was watching Teen Summit.
Is this the house? This is the house, right?
There are
three black Democrats, but I think they're talking about the house right now.
2 black Republicans. Oh, in the house, yeah.
Okay.
Who are they though? Because I showed up. I don't know.
Do they still have 2 black Republicans in the house? I don't think they do.
I don't think there's no black person.
Yeah, she just looked it up. So.
So here's the thing. I love that point about the Electoral College.
Racist.
I happen to be someone who says that the Electoral College needs to be redone but I don't know about getting rid of it and going straight to popular vote. And the reason why is because America has shown horrible tendencies with majority rule.
They sure have. We sure have.
I need something like come up with where the Electoral College and the popular vote become weighted so that they both choose the president. At this point, it's only the Electoral College that chooses the president.
Well, you have that in some states, and it's only like 5, where they say, okay, whoever wins the Electoral College, that's who the electors have to cast their votes for.
Yeah,
that's
and
5
it's
states.
Whoever wins the popular vote gets the electors, right? But what I'm saying, it still goes back to the Electoral College.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So I'm saying that make it where it's popular vote and some version of the Electoral College.
But what version is it that you're talking about?
I'm not a
yeah, because I'm like, you throwing it out there. I'm like, well, okay.
But let's say we keep it exactly the way it is. And instead of the Electoral College being 100% of what decides the presidency, then the Electoral College becomes like 40% and the popular vote is the other 60%. Now you have both matrix coming in. Right now, you can win the popular vote as the president by 8 million votes.
You still lose. Hillary Clinton, Al Gore.
Because Ohio or Arkansas decided to go a different way. So
that's what I agree with. So just push it down to 11 people. Oh yeah, he's from you.
But then I also have another thing that I would love to see happen, which I don't know that it will ever happen, because we're so in love with whatever. But
never heard of him either.
Sure haven't.
Never heard of him. But I did hear the Utah guy.
Isn't he the one that said that Trump
heard of Burgess
Owens?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Is he Candace's father?
No.
I'm just saying, same last name, same
Black
political.
conservative in Utah. But there's no reason why you can't still have all the stuff that we have, as far as what the U.S. government is, because we're all supposedly citizens. But on community levels, we could have very similar structures internally, where we get together and decide who our representative is in our geographical area. And then that's who we send to, and we send that person with the weight of the community to the committee, the county meetings and all these different things, so that when Marlon shows up, no, he doesn't have an elected position recognized by the state, but he has an elected position recognized by us. So when he goes with the weight of 10,000 votes. You know what I mean? Like, building our own structures within the structure so that we can organize better and take care of ourselves to the extent that we need to. But of course, if we did something like that, you will be considered
socialist, anarchist, troublemaker,
blah,
blah, blah.
And they will come after you. Absolutely.
You're going after the system. The system stinks.
They're commies.
Because what? Desperate times call for what?
I'm not answering that.
I'm not answering that question.
Desperate measures. Who said that?
I'm not.
Marlon's setting the mood again.
Yep.
We're going to have to come to a close. We're over the 3-hour mark. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, that is our show for tonight as Thea's Yards. Thea's, where can they find you?
Trying to get my website traffic up, so please, complexsimpleman.com. Right now, you'll get links to like my video library for recent videos, and you can also get back to YouTube from there. Also, there's links for Marlon and Tracy's podcast there. They're older videos, but they'll get you to their YouTube pages. We need to get our clicks up. We need to get more people seeing us. And then also that's where you'll see where I post updates as far as different projects that I'm working on, or my next series, which will be Thinking Out Loud, where I talk about different plans I might have for that as well. So.
Tracy?
I am so pleased to say that you all can find me at TracyMediaLLC.com. Everything's on that webpage. I'm so happy that it finally got launched. You just one place to go. Thank you. I know it took me forever to do it, but it's done, y'all. All my videos, their videos are, well, not Marlon's because he goes live and I still can't post live videos, but there's a link to his. There's Theus's episodes. TracyMediaLLC.com. Please visit it because that's where my focus is gonna be, to get those web links up. So
we are growing. We're growing, everybody. We're
growing because of you guys. Thank you so
yes.
much.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Just the community that you guys have invited me into. I just really appreciate it. And, I love each and every one of you guys. You guys are awesome.
Mickey always looks
I gave you a layup, Mickey. You didn't want to take it.
Marlon wanted us to talk about shoulder rubs.
Have a great evening, everybody.
Have a great evening, and just to piggyback off of what Thea said, thank you so very much, because you really do not understand the thought that when this show started, not only did I not think that I would meet wonderful people like Thea's and like Tracy, one, that we're almost at the 1 year mark of this show, but the fact that we do have people who support us constantly, and I really, really appreciate that. I do not want that to ever be forgotten, that I really do appreciate it. But that is our show for tonight.
Oh, wait, Marlon, one last thing. Thank you, Lindsey Graham, for making all of this possible.
Yes, gotta thank Lindsey, because without Lindsey, he never would have got a podcast. So, thank you, Lindsey.
Thank you, Lindsey. Marlon, you got to say thank you.
He can't even say it. I don't blame Marlon. Keep it petty.
Yes. Tracy?
Patreon, always, but I don't like to promote my Patreon on Marlon's platform because this is Marlon's platform, but you'll find my Patreon at TracyMediaLLC.com. And thank you, Anna, because Anna was the first one to walk into that piece. Thank you, Anna.
I was like, what am I, number 3 or 5?
You 4 and then Marlon is 5.
I beat Marlon. That works.
Marlon's at the minimum, but that's okay. He's supporting, so I'm not gonna knock his support. Never will knock anybody's support. Yes, I thank Lindsey for the last 2 because he has me cracking up. I'm like, dude, sit down. Love you too, Anna. Thank you. And I'm gonna research that story and tell you I'm researching because I like to do more research on that.
And we're gonna go ahead and shut it down because there's not a chance in living hell that you will ever get me to thank Lindsey Graham for a fucking thing.
And he didn't even tell me to take my headphones off, so you knew he meant it.
I bet, cause I just don't even care. You piece of.
I don't think he likes you, Lindsey.
We don't. He not your fan, man. He not your fan. Not even from your state, but that's okay.
Until next time, peace.